you don't lose your fighters and shit. No, that's good.
Yeah, no, that was really shit. Did you try using the fighters and like having them redock?
No, I never did.
It was fucking a nightmare. They would like bounce off your ship constantly if they couldn't get like you'd have to make your hangar bay like massive, otherwise it would just bounce off your ship all the time. Because all my ancient ships all had these really tiny hangar bays in them, and the Prometheus and that all the SG-1 ships I was using all had little hangar bays in them, but they're not that little when you compare them to the size of the ship. Like they made sense, but
Right. Oh wow, they redid the hyperspace engines too. So now you don't have to get out of your ship and tell your ship where to go 'cause if you wanted to do multiple jumps in a row without on autopilot. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like how we used to jump out into our little pod and then tell the ship where to go. That way you didn't have to sit there and do it manually. They redid it. So now your hyperspace engine charges before you jump and can even do consecutive jumps without having to reopen the map every time. So you just
that
tell where to go and it'll
that's what we.
automatically do the
Let's face
jumps.
it, like that's all we wanted.
Yep.
It really is all we wanted was for the ship to be able to do its own jumps. This all needs
And they
medics.
added an actual autopilot. Every ship is now equipped with a powerful autopilot that can do menial in-sector tasks
Yeah, I
for you.
told you that one.
Docking to a station, flying somewhere, mining or salvaging, repairing or attacking ships. Give the order and lean back while ship goes over. Like, isn't that what the captains were for, though, originally? I don't know. Whatever. That's weird.
Yeah, but like, okay, it used to be so that you had to jump out of your ship. They're saying you don't have to jump out of your ship anymore to do the autopilot.
Yeah, that's good. They needed that.
That's what they're saying anyway, that you don't have to jump out of your ship and set autopilot, which is great. No worries, I'll take that. That's freaking awesome. No wonkers. I'll definitely take that ability.
Holy shit, the patch is pretty big, though. Like, that was just an overview of some of the things they put. Like, I'm looking at the actual patch notes now. And holy shit, they have a UI redesign. They got auto targeting now. Completely new progression system. Bunch of new map commands.
It's from what I
What I want
understand,
to know,
it's a bunch of stuff that should have been there anyway, though. That's what from what I understand,
yeah,
like more
yeah, yeah.
Eve-like sort of stuff. They shouldn't
Did
say
they fix
Eve-like because
crazy?
they're not really copying Eve. They're not the same kind of game as Eve, but yeah.
Oh, they added some differentiation between inner and outer faction areas. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I think it's about time for to try that again at some point.
Pirates can now be cowards and flee from a fight once they're too damaged. That's stupid. I don't want my pirates running away from me.
Needed to happen though. Let's face it. 35, 20. So how much more forge steel do I need? About that much.
They fixed the bug where the trader that gets attacked by pirates when you enter his zone. They're like, he no longer dies in 2 seconds.
So they're willing to say that was a, a glitch, obviously.
Yep, yep, it was a bug, and I wasn't sure if it was just because I wasn't fast enough, but no, it was a glitch. Like you'd enter the system and like you'd see the little dialogue go out, and then like they'd kill him instantly. They're like, the trader that is attacked by pirates no longer dies in 2 seconds. It's now 120 seconds, except when you're helping them with the dying.
Oh, if you attack them yourself. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
fair
you're
enough.
attacking the trader too.
Well, that's fair enough. If we're attacking the trader too, then yeah, it does deserve to die pretty fast if we're attacking it as well. I like it. I think the patch notes look great, dude. Like, woof, good idea. Oh, level 4 battery, but I'm going to turn it into a vehicle. Ah, use level 3. Should Put down my battery bank. That's what I should do. Where's my battery bank? Talking about hey yo, hey yo, hey yo.
Oh, they fixed turrets. Turrets now snap quickly to a target instead of slowly approaching it. So when you have turrets on like a mining asteroid, for example, it's like to protect your asteroid, instead of it like taking forever to actually turn to aim at that ship, now they snap to it in like less
Yeah,
than seconds.
that's good though because there was so many freaking times I wish my turrets could have just drew a line of sight and fired.
Yeah, but they couldn't, because by the time it actually like targeted the ship was had already done a drive by.
Thank God the AI were pretty bad. Like usually the AI would just park and fire at you anyway, so it didn't really matter that much, I guess, when you think about it that way. But oh well, it needed to all happen. Springs, leather, mechanical parts. That's what I need now. Springs, leather, and ducko. Where's my ducko? Duct tape, duct tape.
They fixed an issue where multiple blocks could exist in the same space, leading to highly exploitable ship designs. Oh man, that was one that I took advantage of big time. That was so good.
What was that one?
There was a bug where you could overlap blocks in the same spot. So like that's like a bunch of the ships that I had that were really fucking small had like a huge density, and that's why they could go so fast and shit. Because they were actually made up of a shit ton of blocks, but they were small.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Because you had these little fast little ships near the end there. Yeah.
Well, they weren't little, but they were decent size, but they were actually like 3 times bigger than they looked, just because like they had a bunch of blocks stacked on side of them. There were ones that you could download on the workshop that had them. Like I'm not the one that like stacked the. I didn't make the blueprints, right? Like I just downloaded them from the Steam workshop. But like some of the ones that I had, they definitely took advantage of that stacking multiple blocks. Like the was it was it the Star Wars ones? Like definitely had that. Like the battleships, the Star Destroyers and shit. They
Yeah,
definitely had
you had the like a little Star Destroyer that was like that. Yeah.
yeah, where you could go inside there and you could like add a shit ton of fucking uh different like chambers. Like you could have like 5 different things in the same spot, right? They were literally in the same spot. They took up the same space. And the way you could tell them is because they had them color coded. So like you'd see a pink one, and then you'd like say, "Oh, I want to replace this pink section with engines," and then it would that one would disappear, and then you'd have like a yellow one, like, "Oh, I want to," but it's in the same those yellow blocks are in the same spot that those pink ones were. It's hard to explain, but like the way they had it set up with the building menu, like it was definitely an exploit. They fixed it. I actually liked that exploit myself, but whatever. It would have been nice if that would have been actually like a feature of their ship designing.
Well, they did design the game, so they can choose how they want it to go, I guess.
Yeah, no,
Like,
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying like I wished they would have actually like seen them and like, oh, we're gonna actually run with this and make this like and incorporate this as like a feature of our shipbuilding system. Because to me, that adds an extra layer of complexity that lets you have more customization with the mass of your ship versus the size, right?
yeah. Well, I had these massive fucking ones from Stargate. I had a lot of them. That's usually my ships. Like I had like eventually I was using these really big ancient Aurora class battle cruisers, and that's what I had mostly everywhere.
They fixed an issue where all factions of the map would be kept in memory all the time. Well, that's good. So that should reduce the memory footprint. So that should make the
Oh yeah,
game
because remember how
a little
just
bit more
I am
optimized.
on
so
the
glad
server
to
I
see
was
your
on I
face.
couldn't
I
play,
get
and they kept
lonely
saying it
sitting
was
by
going
myself all
over.
day.
That memory thing was
Yeah,
insane. So
yeah.
stupid.
So they fixed that. That's good.
Remember me if you need medical supplies.
Okay, Ducko. Duct tape. 15.
They fixed that issue where the ship wasn't properly deleted when deleting all blocks. That's good because I ran into that one a couple times. Just super fucking annoying.
I really didn't have a lot of willpower to build my own vessels block by block because it just seemed tedious and really long. To sit there and build your own ships block by block, like, really seemed like a lot of effort.
No, I always did modding of other ships.
So the Steam
Except,
community really helped me enjoy enjoy the game, I would admit, because
yeah,
the workshop was really essential for me to enjoy
yep,
it.
yep. No, I agree. Like, I wouldn't want to build a ship from scratch either.
Like, kudos to those guys who are making them. They did a really good job. I love the ships that we got from it. Like, geez, how much wood did you put in the forge? Okay, dirt bike chassis. What's building accessories? Yep. And then I need this, which is 2 wheels. Got it. Engine. Got it. Battery. Got it. And those bits which are building. Nice. Screw you, Cotton. Where are you? I saw you there. Hills, yeah, new dirt bike coming. So it's this weekend for Icarus, right? Coming up.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. And this one is storms, featuring lots of storms. I came into like a massive fucking tidal storm the last one anyway, though, so I was a bit iffy about that anyway.
You did have a storm or didn't? What do you mean?
When I started playing, a big storm came in on me in the last one.
Oh yeah, yeah, but that was probably just a mild storm, I'm guessing.
No, it said tropical strength and that, and warned me that I've been exposed heaps and stuff. My
Well,
exposure
yeah,
rate.
yeah, I interacted with a lot of those, but those were milder, as in the fact that lightning didn't strike your house and burn it down to the ground, right?
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Yeah, and these ones are supposed to be like really bad, as in like your house will probably catch on get hit by lightning or something like that, right?
Yeah, true, true. I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
Did you ever use the beater?
No, I didn't have to. Was it cool?
Exactly, exactly. Well, remember, I only used it once, and that was when Desi set our house on fire because he stepped in the campfire and then like dragged the fire into her hut, and it set on fire, dude. It looks cool. Like the way they have the fire set up, like it's better than I've seen it in any other game. Like the way they have the dynamics of the engine of the game, the engine that like how it actually displays and shows like one little block will catch on fire, but then like the way it spreads out like in like visually looks fucking crazy cool.
Sounds good.
But you do have to be on top of it pretty quick, and I think that's going to be the first complaint that most people are probably going to have unless they tweak it before this next event. Like, you almost have to have the beater already crafted and in your inventory, and like if you when the fire starts, like you have to be like right there putting it out, because if you have to wait even like 30 seconds to try to get the materials and craft the stick, and like you're rushing over, like even with both of us beating it, like it was no, we were not quick enough. You have to already have the beater made and in your inventory.
Which I'm fine with. Because why not? Like, makes sense. Why wouldn't you have it crafted, I guess, if you
Right.
know that's going to be a
But
thing?
I guess my issue is like, what if I'm like out in the woods fighting, like, or like what if I went for an adventure and I come back and my house is burned down already, because like, or even if you don't go that far, like, oh, I'm like down the yard like shooting a deer, and then like I turn around, oh, my house is on fire, and by the time you run over there and get there, like it's too late.
I
I think
hope
that would
they
kind of
have
suck.
warnings.
I don't.
Like,
Yeah, I suppose.
because they did have a warning that the tropical storm was coming. Oh, and then there
I
was
guess
specking for the storm detection too. Remember?
right, and they also had like skills to make your beater make you more efficient and better at using the beating tools and stuff, right? Putting out fires and stuff. So yeah, I guess the warning would be like, hey, there's a storm coming in. You better get back to your fucking base, otherwise it might go up in flames, right?
Yeah, they had a
Depending on the
weather
severity of the
detection
storm.
thing. They did. I did see the weather detection skills when I was looking at it. Not a lot of people are excited about it though, Icarus. Like, I guess it's just a few of us that really want new survival is worried about it, and everyone else is like, meh.
Well, it's just the market is kind of saturated with those types of games, and people are kind of jaded with all the companies coming out with like pre-release games and early access games, and it's just a lot of money, and people have been burned by all these games. But at the end of the day, you say that they're not interested in it, but when the game actually releases, I guess the numbers will speak for themselves, right? Like,
Yeah, true. It's really early days. Like, it's early days because it's a November release. And you know that it's going
games
to be.
are doing good right now in general just because of COVID and the
And
lockdown and
the
people
amount of
being
people
stuck at
picking
home.
it up in November will probably be a lot of people. Like, when it releases, they're probably just going to go, yep,
Yeah,
it's released, I'm going
yeah.
to buy
It
it now.
could. I don't know if it'll be like crazy good, but I think it'll be. I think they'll profit off of it for sure.
You're not wrong. It's probably just people worried about early access in general. Although I'm 100% sure this one's going to release. This is why, otherwise I wouldn't have chucked my money at it. But I can see why people were
Oh
worried
yeah,
about it and releasing
yeah.
now.
It'll release because like clearly we've already played the game, and like the game works. There are certain, like, we didn't have any desync issues really. Like, it's good.
No, it
I
was it
think
was
it's gonna be
smooth.
good.
I had a smooth experience, really. Multiplayer wise, I had a very smooth experience.
Well, I had a couple issues here and there with like the game crashing and things like that, but like generally speaking, no, it was pretty good for a one the first beta weekend of a beta, a group of beta weekends. Like, it's good. Like, I didn't have too many issues. Now, when the game actually goes full release, and if a shit ton of fucking people buy it and they're not ready for it, like, we could have issues then, right?
Yeah, I
Like,
think
if it
so.
sells like gangbusters, like the moment it goes actual full release, or not even full release, but like, say when they're done with all the beta weekends and say they do early access, like if they sell like 100,000 copies overnight, like, and the servers just get fucking slam and damned.
They might not have
Like,
that problem though because of how they made it session based. Maybe. I'm just shitballing,
I
but
don't know. I don't know either. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the sessions are actually hosted by you, or if they're hosted by Steam, or if they're hosted by the company's own servers. Like, I didn't look into that aspect of it yet. So just from my experience in playing with it, or playing, even in a session with you, I feel like the sessions are hosted from their servers. I don't think they're hosted client side. I think they're hosted server side.
yeah, I think they are too. I think they have a server, but it shouldn't be as much strain on them if they're not providing the service universally at the same time. If they're providing like one session to each person, they allocate each person a session, and then what 8 players may join that claim or whatever. Because what was it, 8 or 12?
I
Eight.
think it was up to 8.
Yeah, I think it was 8 on the claim.
Was it 8 or 4? 4, 8, something like I can't remember.
Kind of
But
hope that goes
regardless,
up though. I do kind of hope that goes up. Like 8's generous, don't get me wrong, and I probably wouldn't even fill my 8. But I was just thinking it would be nice to probably make a bigger community if you wanted it.
well, I think the problem is that like maybe they'll change some of the dynamics as the game goes down the road if people, there's a demand for it. Who knows what they'll do? But I guess the problem I have is that you go for a contract. You're up on the space station and you get a contract. What do you mean community? What if it's a 2-hour contract? Like you're gonna have more than 8 people joining your contract, going to your prospect for that 2-hour contract? Like
Right,
they're all gonna be on the same time?
right.
No, they're
Yeah,
not.
yeah, true,
They're not all
true.
gonna be on the same time.
I see what you mean.
So at that point, it's not gonna really fucking matter if you have 20 slots because it's a 2-hour contract. Is everybody you're playing with gonna be on just during that 2 hours? Probably not.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I catch that. Yeah, no,
I
that
mean, if
makes
it was a
sense.
week-long contract, I guess, but like, oh well. It's just not that kind of game. It's like, I don't know. It's like saying, I wish aliens, wish the aliens fight. What is that? Fire team. I wish Fire Team Elite had 10 players. like, like sure, but that's not how they made the game. Um,
5 would have been great. I think a 5 team should have been 5 players. You would have had a lot of fun with 5 players.
I don't know. It's tough to say. Like
At least 4 though.
balancing would have been hard. Yeah, I think 4 players would have been better.
Well, isn't it a World War
I think
Z game? Wasn't it 4 for them? Yeah, it's 4 for them.
Yep. Yeah, most games like that are 4 players, so like it was kind of weird that they did 3, and I think they did 3 because it was more of like a balancing issue, and the fact that there's so many aliens on the screen at one time that the more players, every extra player you add definitely introduces more latency, and when you're talking about a game where they have all kinds of different aliens spawning in the same area, they didn't want to introduce too much lag. So I'm sure they tested it with 4 people and were like, it's just a little either too much mayhem, or just didn't feel like a good flow for the game pace, or maybe they were getting some latency and some weird shit that was happening. Could be partially due to the engine that they're using, and like who knows? Like we don't know. Like I'm sure there was a lot of factors that led to their decision to eliminate the preview. I think for Icarus, I think 8 players is going to be.
Yeah, you're right.
stretching a little.
Okay, when you say that the job's not going to be real life 2 hours or 20 hours or whatever, like, it should change the way people see it pretty much right away.
Yeah, it's not really going to be community based. It's more going to be like you and maybe a small group of people working together to do a contract. People might be busy off doing another contract on their own or with another friend or something like that. But like, oh yeah, you're not doing a contract? Yeah, let's jump in together and do a contract together. Like.
So that's my other problem though. It's like, how's it going to go being a builder survival sort of game if you have to keep rebuilding your base pretty much every now and then?
I'm not sure if they're going to have different planets, or if it's just going to be the main planet. I can't. I don't know. I don't know.
Because that would
like,
suck.
how
I would
far
hate to
depth
log
it's gonna
in
get.
like and have to rebuild my base pretty much every time I want to do a mission. That'd be fucking shit,
No,
right?
I don't. No, I don't think that's from what I had read from and seen from the dev library or the dev logs and the videos that they've done and stuff. And I heard them talking about it, and they said something along the lines of, say you go on to the plant, down to the plant, and you build a building, right? And then you go back up to and you get a different contract. If it's in that same area, the building would still be there, but it might be degraded a little bit. Like you might have to fix it up a little, like repair it. Or if it has been a long enough time since you've been there, like it might be completely gone. Like it does stay there, but it's not going to stay there forever. It's not like, oh, I haven't logged in the game in 3 months, and I'm going to go log in and expect my base to be there, because it's not going to be there. Which is fair, because even though it's session based, if all that data is stored on their servers, you can't really expect them to store your data for your base forever on their server. Like, no. So as long as you're playing the game regularly, you wouldn't have a problem with your stuff to being gone. But like they did implement like on 7 Days to Die or any other game that's server based, like all the server admins, like they all have it set up so like you have base decay because we don't want your bases sitting around here for forever if you decide not to play anymore,
Well,
right?
yeah, let's face it. In a survival game, one day you're just not gonna log in. That's how they
Yeah,
work.
and then
One day you just don't log
and
into
then
a survival game.
you'll be gone forever. Like you'll never come back. Or it'll be like a year before you play again, or 6 months, or like whatever, right? Maybe life happens. Maybe you join the military and you're deployed now somewhere, or maybe you got a job somewhere else and you're in the middle of moving, and so it's going to be a couple months before you get to a spot in your life where you're ready to game again. Like, there's so many reasons why somebody might not play a game, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you met a new girl and you're too busy pounding.
Yeah, like
Could
life
reason that.
changes. Life changes, priorities change. You might not, like, playing a video game all the time is not going to be something that you do each and every day. Like, look, when I got sick, I didn't log on to anything for like nearly a month or 2 months, and I play religiously every day something. So, but I think you're right. When November rolls around, I think it'll release on time, and I think it'll make a lot of sales on the day it refuses to release. We know it's been coming for years though, so they've been working on it. They're not hiding. They're not shy about their release times. Like,
Well, they've pushed it back several times, so you can't say you start just saying that's going to release sometime is already not true because they've already pushed the date back, and they might do it again. Who knows? But I do feel it will release. If not the end of this year, then for sure next year. Like it's going to release, and you never know what might happen. They might have like an insane amount of issues on launch day, and then have to take the game down and work on it. Like that's what happened to Last Oasis. They launched it, and then like it was a complete shit show at launch because of the amount of people that were trying to log on and play, and their servers just got crushed. And then they took the game down and like re-released it like 2 weeks later, and it was great.
yeah, I do expect something like that to happen. Like, they're not going to have the ability to keep up with everything that's on release day. It's going to be too much freaking effort.
Well, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I do think that it's in the realm of possibility for sure. Because even though we had a smooth experience on the first beta weekend, in reality, how many people actually played the beta weekend?
Probably
Only
not
people
many,
that
because you had to
pre-ordered.
buy it. You had to buy it, so.
Right. Only people that pre-ordered or people that were like, "Oh, you're a streamer, so here's your key." Like,
Oh my god. Streamers who get free
because you're a
keys.
big time. And it's not like I'm hating on streamers. Because it's only the big streamers that are getting this special treatment. It's not like they're giving one to anybody that has a stream account, right? Like it's only people that have like a big following
Yeah, but it really
for the
sucks
most part.
that they usually give them games that we're all interested in and they get a free key. It really sucks. It's kind of horrible. Like, I don't know how people watching streams feel about this sort of stuff, but For me, being a player who loves games, like I fucking love games, and they're just getting free keys willy nilly without
Yeah,
having to
it's a
do.
it's a love hate thing for me. It's a love hate thing. It's like I love it when it's a game that I had never heard about and or had no interest in, but I'm gonna check it out anyways. And then if I watch it and I actually decided and I ended up liking it based on what I seen, then it's a good thing. But generally speaking, if it's a game I already know I want to play and I want to play it right now, and here we got a bunch of fucking dick noses on the internet playing it. It's like fuck you guys.
Yeah, it's not like they usually give out 1 and 2 keys either. They usually give out like 20 or 30 or 50, and then their channels get flooded, their streams get flooded. I don't know. It's pretty horrible for me anyway. Like I can't talk for everybody else. There's no way, but for me, it's really annoying.
Oh no, I agree. It is. It's annoying, which is why I say it's like love hate. It's like I'm not saying I don't benefit from it at all, but I'm still irritated by it a
It's a
lot.
little entitled too to just be somebody and then be expected just to get like let's just say one of these new games coming out is a $60 game. They just get a code straight up for a $60 game, and it's usually a week before the game releases too. So it's not even the fact that they're getting the game for free.
Right.
It's usually that they get early access and get to play through all the content before you even get to see it, and it super
Yep.
ruins it for you because they're sitting
Like
here
I wouldn't have
going,
a I wouldn't if they like, oh, we're having an open beta and they're gonna, or even if it's not an open beta, like what's what I'm like looking for, um like I don't know, like I don't know how they can do it and make everybody happy, because I don't think to make everybody happy.
oh, that's the thing about life. You can't make everybody happy. I still believe that it's poor form to give out something that far ahead. Like, okay,
Yeah.
let's look at Icarus. Icarus has just come out as a beta, and it's releasing as beta, and they're doing betas. No worries. But if you've pre-ordered the game, you can play the beta. Cool, no worries. I have no problem with how they've done this. It's not like you have to go to someone's YouTube and you have to watch their YouTube. You don't have to go to their Twitch and watch their Twitch play it. You could buy a copy if you felt like it. You could check it out, see what they're doing. I wouldn't mind if they gave out a free copy for like those kind of people, maybe just for advertisement issues. That's cool. And
It
then
would
you,
be even more annoying if the streamers get the access to the game like a day or more ahead of time, and their progress doesn't get wiped.
oh, they did
And
that.
it's a
They did
game.
that with like what was it? Like oh, it was like a shooting game too, like one of the Black Opses or the CODs or something. It was like, and EA was doing that too, giving people early access to the game days ahead. They were doing that for the Battlefields. I know that. You could play it like a few days ahead if you had the Battlefields pre-ordered, and you got to keep your few days progress ahead of everybody else.
Right. Well, if you pre-ordered, that's fine. But like, if everybody has the ability to pre-order, that's fine. But like, if it's only a select group of like entitled people, then to me that's kind of fucked up. Like for example, for Icarus, if they were like, okay, the game launches, say a week from now, and they give a bunch of streamers a bunch of keys to play Icarus early, and so they get to like dominate the leaderboards. Say I don't know if the game is gonna have leaderboards, but like let's just say that there are
It's got to
leaderboards,
have something. It
and,
will have to have something. You're right about that. It'll have to have something.
and like and like they get a week or ahead of time jumps head start, and like they don't wipe it, and like everybody like, so they are like, obviously I'm not saying that they'll maintain their spot on the leaderboard, because there's just some people out there that are just fucking insane when it comes to gaming, or groups of people I should say, even like where they like people are like, there might be like I've seen this before in the states anyways, where there'll be like 5 or 6 people that are in their 20s that are roommates. They all live in the same apartment, and like they're on rotating schedules where like they'll play the same account, and
Yeah.
they'll take turns
WoW.
sleeping
WoW
and
was
stuff like
guilty
that
of
to keep
that.
the
I
accounts
remember
separate.
that.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely a big thing for a lot of different games. And so like you can't, for a
They
regular person that needs sleep, you can't compete with the freaking
when they were trying to be first on
20
server at the
24/7
highest
accounts.
level,
Yeah.
they were running the character 24/7, like swapping people playing it. Thing is, though, only the account holder got the fame, so I don't know what was in it for everyone else.
It didn't matter. It didn't matter. Like they were just friends. You know, they were friends that lived in the same house. They didn't give a fuck.
I
They were all
suppose.
going to play the game. They were all going to play the game anyways.
Yeah, I suppose when you say it
And if
like
they're all
that.
in the same guild, they want their guild to get that notoriety.
Yeah, yeah, I get what you're saying now. I do understand where you're going with that.
Because then their guild gets the notoriety and they get more draw and more attention to their guild to get more players to want to join them, right?
Hey, leave my base alone. What the hell? Ah, there's a dog fighting a zombie out there somewhere. Stop eating my cart! Okay, where's the dog now? Is that the dog? Here, Cujo! Cujo! Whoa, there's Cujo! Screw you, Cujo!
Correct.
Cujo's dead. Okay, now my base looks a lot safer again. I need to get rid of this horrible rock pile next to my base. Man, what I wouldn't give for an auger.
Gonna do some shell drilling.
Everything. I just need to get into the ground and start digging up stuff.
Is there more than just shale on the ground? I thought it was just shale.
No, there's heaps of stuff in the ground. The shale's in the desert. In the ground,
Oh, just
there's
not. Oh yeah, that's right.
phosphorite,
Just
coal,
not brass.
iron.
Right, it was everything but brass, right?
Yeah. So now you need the iron door for that bit. How do you make the iron door? Can I upgrade this? Oh, you can, but you can only do the povo upgrade. Okay. Oh, I guess it's an inside door, so I can leave it povo upgraded.
So I wonder how the GMing in the original Sin 2 works. Like, do you make your own maps and your own quests, the characters, and
Yeah, you
like,
can download them too.
how? Yeah, but how would that work? Does it have its own like map, like map creation tools, or like scripting, like? How, it's just weird. Like, how is that even an option in the main menu? Like, it just seems kind of odd. Like how powerful is it?
I think they have preset assets that you can use from the map. So, and there's campaigns that the people have already built and uploaded that you can use. So it wouldn't be
Oh,
that
okay, cool.
bad. Like more likely, you're more probably going to use someone's pre-made campaign because you probably don't
Yeah,
want to build your own.
I'll be back in just a second. I gotta use the bathroom again. Jesus.
Dirt bike. Woo. False achievements. Holy shit, zooms. Whoa! Favorite vehicle, 100%. No. Okay. So what do I need for the better doors, I wonder? Probably need that. Door, iron door. 3 iron doors? Where's the cobblestone? there. I'm gonna need more of that. Where's my clay? Clay and stone. There's my clay. Now I need stone. Skill points available 1. Need 1 more. Then need 1 more after that. Level me up. Level me up. Alright, cobblestone. Might as well start making it, considering you need a lot of it. Douche. 1,000 already. What have I done? Where's it up? It's dark down here. Holy crap, is it dark? That must be up. Is that up? That's up. Okay. Oh, I screwed myself. Did I? Guess I did. No, you can jump up. Then you can jump up. Okay. Too dark. Way too dark. I need... What goes into a torch? Cloth, animal fat, and wood. I need torches. Because I can't see anything down here anymore. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. And because I'm hungry. Torches, torches. So I need cloth. Animal fat. Cloth. How much drink do I need? Let's have a red tea. Let's have mineral water probably. No, we'll drink mineral water. Is the water covered? Food. Really? I'm gonna make 2? 14. That's too many. Probably about 10. stop that. Go back here. Cobble. Some rocks. Make as many as you can. Go. Oh, I'm carrying Forge Iron. Ah, okay. Well, screw it. Forge Iron it is. Nice. Well, we can just straight upgrade the steel. Am I carrying Forged Iron still? Because this kept saying Forged Iron. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Why can't I upgrade this piece? It really annoys me. Oh, I did it there for a second. No, not you. Ah, you're an annoying block. Oh, I hit it from down there and it works apparently. Let's just upgrade that while we're looking at it. There we go. And now your turn. Now apparently these walls can be upgraded. Oh, they look cool upgraded. Okay, nice. Don't have any more iron on me. What a shame. Alright. She's a bit of a fixer-upper. Need another door for here. Drop that in there. Okay, now we can... Yeah, that works. Good old Minecraft style. Now we can see where we're going. And we can see what we've done wrong. We went straight down is what we did wrong. Alright. Eventually I'll turn it into stairwell anyway. Ah, I really want to take bloody... Sexual Tyrannosaurus. But I can't yet. I cannot yet. Won't matter anyway. Once you get an auger, you don't need Sexual Tyrannosaurus. It's just for this bit that it matters for. It's a crappy, crappy bit. Digging, digging. Hi ho, hi ho. Soft to dig a hole we go. no. Straight down again. So much easier to go straight down though. Oh my god. Every time you dig a hole, you're usually better off having a freaking straight down hole. Cobblestone rocks. Digging, digging. Last one. Come on, Santa, come on, come on. Okay, so 2 more points. 1 more for level 10 intellect. Then you take corporate CEO. I guess you could take that one too, getting 50% from traps. 20% less. Costs 35% less. That's pretty good, really, over time. Oh, come on, Sanema. Stop being a pain in the ass. Swing, 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 you sing. Takes so much longer to hit bedrock this way too. Just get experience for inventory crafting too, but that's clearly not a thing anymore. Oh, sand. Sand's good. Torch. Sand's really good. I heard that sand. I heard that sand. Means we've hit something. We struck gold ladder. Oh, there it is. Lead. Don't need lead that badly right now. Lead's for bullets. Lead's good XP. Hi ho, hi ho. Further down we go. You are hungry. Great. 4 AM though, that's good. How am I bouncing off right now? Is that iron or still lead? Jesus Christ, what a lead deposit. These settings, bullets for days. Holy crap. Mighty fine lead. Always lead. Wait, is that iron? Is that lead here too? I'm sure that's lead. Yeah, it's lead. Same as lead. Yeah, it's only dawn, thankfully. Man, bedrock is so deep when you're it's so deep when you're not digging straight down.
I'm like, are you gonna be able to get out of that hole? I don't know.
It's a deep freaking hole, seriously.
Don't
Like,
fall down.
I have a feeling this is like a very high ground area I started digging my hole in. Like, I don't remember the ladders getting down to bedrock being that deep. I'm gonna go eat something, then I'm gonna go clear out that house. Dude, I got the new dirt bike. It's freaking awesome.
So why are you playing it without any mods?
There's one mod. There's the
I mean,
vehicle
like
mod.
you're. I mean, like, why are you not playing it with like the overhaul?
Well, I'm adding the
Like
mods
one
as
of
we
those you
go.
had.
Is sort of the plan. You mean like Darkness Falls and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Well, the boys haven't really played much of it, so for them it was a no-brainer. Sarah's played insane amounts, but she hates mods.
She hates mods.
Yeah, she does not like mods.
Why?
Um, I guess she doesn't like how they changed the game for her or something like that. She likes playing them the way that they're intended, I think she said.
Yeah. I mean, there's better to playing a
Hey.
game
I think I
through
said
the
Sarah
playthrough.
hates
You know?
mods too. Booten. He's like, why aren't you playing with mods? And I'm like, oh, the boys haven't played much. We've got one mod. We've got the vehicle mod. The dirt bike is amazing, by the way.
Oh, did you make it? Show me, show me, show me. I didn't know you were playing.
There's something ripping up my base out here. Come here.
There you go.
That's how I handle wolves. Dun, 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 dun. Oh no! What did I just hit? My base. Stupid wolf.
Oh, you must have the rates turned up because like, you don't normally get 20 meat off of one wolf in the base game.
It's only 100 like 0.5 higher. It's not that much higher. Like, so when you open up something, there's a chance of 50-50 if there's going to be two. Pretty much. So it's not that much higher. Sarah was saying the same thing, like the rates are really high, and I went, they're not really that high. Not when they're only 0.5 higher.
You just got 25 meat from one wolf.
Yeah, wolves are big, dude. Did you see how big that freaking wolf was?
Yeah, but the base game with no mods, you don't get 25 meat then, do you?
Wait, are you
I don't
thinking
think you
wolves
do
or
it.
coyotes? Because coyotes you don't get much from, but wolves, ugh.
In
Bears
the
give
base
you like,
game?
yeah, bears give you like 60. Wolves give you like 20, 25.
Well, you just got 25 just now, so I thought the base game you only got like one meat from a wolf.
No, you get a lot of meat from wolves, dude. Wolves are a good staple for food eventually in the game.
Oh, well, it's been a long time since I played. I just forget.
What was I doing in there before the wolf attacked? The XP you get from the XP is 300 times though, but you can do that when when you load up a single player game, the highest you can set your XP is 300%. So I set my XP 300% because I just don't want people to have to spend forever, because we're doing a nomad survival, right? So it's more of a single player experience where you can just wander around, explore, and do the map properly. So I don't want everyone to have to rely on each other for skill ups and making things. So I want everyone to be able to be self-sufficient, because the idea of it is nomad survival. So I turned it up to 300%, so it's equal to 3 players. One player is equal to 3 players worth of experience. Meaning you don't need someone to spec in the living off the land. You can probably afford the points for it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
XP you get for upgrading to cobble's massive though, and then cement is huge. But that's just upgrading the game in general. It's always some of the best XP is either mining high resource nodes or upgrading your base. Use up all this cobblestone. I also had the skill mastery last time I played as well, but I haven't turned all that on yet. Like I said to the boys, we'll add like one patch at a time. Probably. Oh, it's 3 points for genius. Okay. I took over the fishing shack and I decided I'm just going to live here. I have got power running, but the power's pretty ordinary at this point. It's just security cameras set up to an alarm. Decided to keep the fireplace because I like the fireplace. I can't really upgrade it though because I got to get that board right under it. Same thing with the fridge. I kept the fridge. So they're sitting on really shitty blocks. So if we ever get like a demo in here, it would fuck up some of this stuff pretty bad. But yeah, like there's motion sensors they're set up to look around for zombies and other players. Lights are set up, and this alarm will go off if the motion sensors detect anything. That's what I've got set up so far. Normally I run that in solar panel power as well as soon as I can, so I don't have to fuel it and use a generator. But that's a future me problem because I don't have solar yet. But I will have the opportunity to buy solar from the merchants here when I level up one more time. Because you only need level 5 in the CEO to get the solar from the merchants. And then you can just buy solar. Where is it? Better Barterer, corporate CEO, which you need level 10 intelligence. Oh, really? Oh, crap. Hello. What else is here? Just these guys? Morning Horde. I gotta deal with this guy. He's pissing me off. Down. He sounded a lot closer than he was. Now, I saw a crawler. Where did that guy end up? There's a zombie who just happened to be part of the pack down here. This red dot. Okay, I think we're clear. Yep. I can log out. What's up? Because I'm streaming. Because I'm streaming. Why? What's up?
Oh, just wanted to show you the flower. Big deal.
Are you sucking up all the bandwidths, too?
No, no. Sarah's out in the garden. By the sound of
Oh,
it.
okay.
She's watching. What's it called? Real, real Wise of Beverly Hills at the moment. That's a kick.
Ew.
Booten says you. I watched Jersey Shore once. I watched all the all the original Jersey Shore when it very first came out. It wasn't too bad for reality shit. I didn't mind that.
Ew.
Jersey Shore was okay. Ronnie,
Ew.
big Ronnie, always fighting everybody.
Ew.
Some reality trash isn't bad every now and then.
Yeah, whatever. Be strong. Well, anyways, I'm feeling kind of run down. I'm gonna go watch that movie and go to sleep.
Ben's big yeah, Big Ben. How is your how is the so you didn't have any repercussions after
Same.
taking the COVID shot, right? Like you didn't actually feel sick again after that. Just initial from the couple of days.
The first 2 days I felt pretty sick, but day 3 I was fine.
Hmm.
The first 2 days kind of sucked. Well, the first day wasn't too bad. The first it was like, okay, so I got the shot, and then like that evening I started to feel like crap, and then the next day I felt like crap. But then like the morning the next day I woke up, I was fine.
Yeah, Sarah's wondering about it too because they're talking about rights for the unvaccinated and the rights for the vaccinated here. It's becoming hot bloody topics in Australia, as you know. So
Yep.
she's wondering whether she should get it or not, and she's tossing and turning on it.
Well, I just watched Joe Rogan's uh, part of his podcast just a little bit ago. I went to the bathroom and came back and I was watching that. I just popped up on my feed while I was in the bathroom, and so I was watching it and listening to what he had to say because he got COVID. I don't know if you know that, but like a week ago, Joe Rogan got COVID, and he took ivermectin and 10,000 the 10,000 IU's or 10,000 milligrams, whatever it is of vitamin C in an IV.
Yeah, an
Um,
IV. That's what I thought would be curing it too. Just chucking an IV on you.
well, he had an IV of vitamin C. That was what the IV was for. But then he also took ivermectin. Now I don't know if he took the ivermectin in the IV or if the ivermectin was like a pill. He didn't go into the details on that. But anyways, the two things that he took was ivermectin and vitamin C. He took some other vitamins too, along with like NAD, which is like I guess you would call it like a supplement or a vitamin, right? NAD is like basically it's like a form of ATP that your cells use naturally. Like your body generates ATP, but like getting NAD is like an infusion of like extra energy for your cells to be able to operate. It's kind of expensive. It's like $400 per treatment of or infusion of NAD, which for the average person is kind of what your price range usually. But like if you got COVID, I feel like paying $400 for something like that might be worthwhile for a lot of people, anyways. But the problem is that it's just not something that's widely available everywhere, right? So unless you're in an area or unless you have it already prearranged to have the supply available, like you're not going to just be able to walk down your local pharmacy and get something, right?
But what's
No.
the okay? So what's the hospital cost of just having an IV? Because I know that once upon a time people were just taking IVs just to get over drinking the night before. There was like a van driving around in Sydney here for a while, and you could literally have an
Well,
IV plugged in just to get over your hangover.
well, an IV is not in medication. An IV is just a drip with saline solution, and then you can add stuff into the IV drip line, such as like vitamins or some sort of medication if it's in a liquid form, right?
Yeah, exactly. So IVs. look like they would probably do a lot of the work for you if you got COVID. Really, they'll take you over the flu part. They'll provide you your.
No, well, he just got an IV drip of vitamin C because the IV method of delivery for vitamin C is the best way to intake vitamin C in your body. Because when you get an IV drip with vitamin C, the vitamin C becomes immediately available to your body through your bloodstream. Whereas if you take a bunch of vitamin C pills, your body's ability to actually utilize the vitamin C is not very good. So like taking vitamin C pills is good if you take it every day for a long period of time because like you'll your body will slowly be able to use some of that every day over a longer period of time. Like it'll help boost your body's availability of vitamin C to a certain degree, right? But it's not very good. Whereas if you take an IV of uh, the liquid form of like the medical grade liquid form of vitamin C in an IV drip, like it becomes highly available to your body in your bloodstream. So, uh, and there's a lot of data and science on vitamin C. Like vitamin C is not something new; it's been around for a long fucking time. It's widely heralded. Like you can take insane doses of vitamin C. Like they've done clinical trials where people have been given like 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 milligrams a day of vitamin C, and like there's no current reported toxicity level of vitamin C. Now there is definitely a drop off of dosage versus like it providing any kind of benefit, but generally speaking, you can't overdose on vitamin C, or at least if you can, it's a really really obscene amount of vitamin C that you'd have to take. So vitamin C is good, and you can't get too much. So if you were to accidentally eat like half a bottle of vitamin C, like it's not going to kill you. It might not do you any good. You might waste a bunch of it because you might just poop it all out or
Yeah, you
piss it
can't
all out.
absorb a lot of it.
Right, but it's not going to do any bad generally, from my understanding. Okay, so like I'm not recommending you go gobble down a bottle of vitamin C, but I'm just saying like from what I've read in the studies I read, it's vitamin C can only help you. You can't really harm you. Um, and so like he's already had this all in place before he even got COVID. Like he already had his plan and strategy with his doctors already discussed, and like they already had everything ready to go in case he got it. Of course, you make $100 million. Yeah, you can afford to have that shit on standby, right?
Yeah, you're a celebrity. You're ready.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, he had ivermectin, which in the states has been like a big controversy thing. Like, there's a lot of doctors that he knows personally, that Joe Rogan knows, that are part of the like frontline IED type of situation, which is like IEDs, like infectious disease doctors that he knows and stuff. And they have had good results from ivermectin. But in the States and in the media, like CNN, for example, like he was talking about in his podcast, like he's like, I'm contemplating suing CNN because CNN is splattering my name saying that I'm taking horse dewormer. But the medication
Oh,
he
the
took
horsey
of
wormer
ivermectin.
thing. Yeah. That's the
Yeah, yeah.
thing Jamie
He's
was
like, it's
posting.
not a
Yeah.
horse dewormer. It's not fucking horse dewormer. It was prescribed by a doctor. It was a human dosage of ivermectin. It was prescribed by a doctor. In 2015, he said that ivermectin won some sort of a medical award. It's been prescribed for the last since like the 80s. It's been widely renowned for treating all kinds of things. It's one of the most highly prescribed medications in the fucking world. It's like the number one medication given to people in Africa due to certain types of pests, viruses, bacteria, and shit that you can get. Not necessarily bacteria, but like there is so much stuff that you can get in Africa that ivermectin has been really efficient at treating. It's really cheap to produce. He's like we kind of broke it down a little bit as to why he thinks that the the pharmaceutical industry and the media to a certain extent is like trying to make it seem like ivermectin is not a good treatment. And the reason they're doing that, according to him, is that all the vaccines are currently under uh, emergency orders or emergency approval, right? To get them pushed through so that they can actually be allowed to sell them.
Yeah, because they haven't got anywhere
Well,
near the right amount of
but
testing yet. Exactly.
right, but the emergency orders are in the states, anyways. I don't know what Australia and other places, but in the states, the emergency orders for vaccinations are only allowed by the FDA if there's no other available treatments. So the pharmaceutical industry doesn't want the cheap ivermectin treatment to be touted and considered a real treatment, because if that's the case, then we don't have need of their vaccination, or their vaccinations won't be eligible for emergency orders
That by
because
promote.
there's an alternative treatment that's effective at treating it. That's what he's claiming.
Yeah, I do. So is he gonna get anywhere with it? Like, he won't be able to.
I don't know. I mean, he was just talking on his podcast. I'm not saying he didn't say whether he was actually going to do it
Because you
or
probably won't
sue
be
them
able
or
to get
anything.
that like pass as a regular treatment or whatever though. Like you still probably wouldn't have that as an option as a normal person.
Ivermectin? What are you talking about? It's the most common and it's the most widely prescribed medication in the fucking world.
No, I mean like that's not what they're gonna do to you when you're in the freaking going in for Corona though.
What are you talking about? There's thousands and thousands of fucking doctors that are prescribing it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we haven't got like a lot of it happening
Well,
here in
I
Canada.
don't want to say thousands and thousands in the states, but like worldwide, there's definitely thousands and thousands of doctors. But in the states, there's definitely lots of doctors. I don't know what a number. And I don't want to say thousands. I guess I don't want to say thousands because I don't know specifically. But like according to Joe Rogan, there are lots of doctors, and not just Joe Rogan, but others articles that I have read myself online. There are lots of doctors that are prescribing ivermectin, but it's only doctors that actually have fucking experience with ivermectin and prescribing it for other things. And if you go and do the research on what ivermectin has been shown to work well against, and for certain things that it blocks in your body, and that's the reason why it's effective at treating certain types of viruses and things, you'd understand why it's a good idea to try it to see if it is effective at treating coronavirus. And they do have a lot of the doctors do have seen good results with it, but all the published studies that you'll find on it from certain groups and doctors and things are painting it in the light of, oh, shows no improvement over a control group versus ivermectin, but they're cherry picked studies. And if you take a look at those studies that were done by these cherry picked studies, like if you follow the money, you'll follow the money back to the pharmaceutical industry. Weird how that works. So you're telling me that the pharmaceutical industry has some sort of vested interest in saying ivermectin's not a good treatment, but yet our emergency order vaccination is, but we can't get the emergency vaccination orders unless ivermectin is not a valid treatment. But
Because it's something that's already out there.
let's take all these studies that have said that ivermectin is not a good treatment, but was funded by the pharmaceutical industry, and we're going to paint these across the media and then make Joe Rogan look like, oh, he's taking horse dewormer, like he's not taking a real. It's not ivermectin's not a. They're trying to make it seem like ivermectin is not a real medication, or not a good medication for humans, and it's like, holy shit, the doctors that are familiar with ivermectin and have prescribed it with great success they're not hoodwinked by this. Same thing with any doctor in Africa that has day-to-day experience with ivermectin because it's so widely prescribed. Like the people that are getting hoodwinked from this are maybe doctors that have no interactions with ivermectin because of what their expertise field is not, or just what their experiences as a doctor, like depending on what kind of like a doctor that deals with delivering babies probably doesn't have any idea like of what good use ivermectin has. You know what I mean? Like depends on what your expertise is in.
Yeah.
And then not only that, but where in the country you are, because like certain things, like all the stuff that they have in Africa, you're not going to treat necessarily in like, Canada or in the States necessarily, right? Depending on, but there might be certain cases where it might be a good use for whatever reason for certain things. But like, it's not. It's easy to manipulate people on a grand scale
Make them believe something
because
just because.
people will hear something from somebody that they think is reputable, and then they'll repeat it, and that person thinks that that person is reputable. So next thing you know, everybody thinks that this is fucking gospel. So there is a good reason to scrutinize anything that comes out of fucking mainstream media revolving around medications, especially when you're talking about an emergency vaccination that's pushed through. It's like, I'm not saying the vaccination is bad, and I don't think, because I obviously I've had it, and I don't think it's going to cause you any problems if you get it. I think you'll be fine, dude. Like, it's not gonna fucking kill you. The problem is if you follow the fucking money. The pharmaceutical industry makes a lot of money off of this, like insane. Like they're profiting billions and billions and billions and billions, maybe trillions of dollars off of this. And they have a vested interest to make sure that nothing else on the planet is a viable option other than their fucking vaccine. So for anybody that doesn't know anything about fucking medical science, doesn't know anything about medicines, to sit there and read a major news article or to read a couple articles and headlines and be like, ha ha ha, look at that. This is not like, shut the fuck up. You don't know what the fuck you've done zero research. You read a headline and you think you know what the fuck you're talking about? I don't think so. And there's so many people like that. It's sickening. Even doctors that don't do their own fucking research, they just hear something from somebody else and they're like, I'm a doctor, I know what I'm talking about, when really they got their information from some other doctor and they didn't even do any vetting on it.
They're meant to have like their own things that they study too, like TEDs and shit that they're meant to go and read. But they're meant to have like stuff that they're
Sure.
researching all the time.
Right. But the thing is like, is the research that all the doctors are doing their own research, or are they just looking at headlines from major published uh, studies that may or may not have been funded or influenced by big pharma or big people with deep pockets, right? Like, that's my point, is that like, I'm not saying that they're all out to get you or that they're all corrupt or that they're all wrong, but the thing is that you can't go into it with blinders on, pretending like, oh, they said it, so it must be gospel. Do your own fucking research. Especially when you're talking about something so sensitive and so important, such as a vaccination. Like, you either do your due diligence and do your research, or you shut the fuck up.
Yeah, they're all meant to be able to
My
give
opinion.
you
That's my opinion.
like logical advice that they've actually studied, researched, and have a good opinion on.
Right. And there's too many people that are out there stroking their own ego. They want to make themselves look good, or whatever it may be, and so they get information from somebody that they think is reputable. But at the end of the day, they didn't do their own research, and they're wrong. Well, potentially they could be wrong because they didn't do their own research. But that's part of the problem, is that it's so difficult to find accurate information, right? So you have to find some information somewhere, and you have to you have to look at all the different angles and make a decision for yourself which one seems to be the most logical and believable explanation.
See, I think because we're so
Truth.
remote that we're better off to just wait. Like, it's probably not going to be an issue here, really. We're better off to wait and just see what happens.
Back up, it might be though.
Yeah, but it's
But it's
might.
not looking like they're gonna open
It
back up.
might open on the 10th. It's not going to open on the 10th. It might open on the 10th. Like, I highly doubt it's going to open personally.
Well, get this: Joe Rogan didn't get vaccinated. He got COVID. He took ivermectin and vitamin C, and he got over COVID in one day. He felt kind of crappy one day. He took his medicine, and then the next day he was fine.
Next day, he was just a normal human being. No problems.
Yep. Right. Now, granted, he also took NAD, which, like I said, could have also played a role in his quicker recovery, which is NAD is the one thing that he did take that is not widely available for
Hey,
everybody.
Do you have like a spare sheet or do I need to go raiding?
for what?
Well, kind of like a workbench and a chemistry bench, but I need you to craft them. I just don't know if I have the
I don't have a. I can
stuff.
build. I can build them though. I can build wrenches and I can build.
Well, if you have a big mission, we could do it together so I could get the parts and shit together for you. What mission levels are you up to?
2 at the moment. I'm just doing it now. Oh shit! That was a trap.
I thought you said you got a 3.
Nope. This I definitely do not have a 3.
Well, let me know if you want to play together.
Yep. Why can't I hit this guy? There we go. Oh.
Oh yeah, and I wasn't telling you to shut the fuck up. By the way, I was referring to the people that don't do the
No,
research.
I'm
Like,
listening to everyone about it because I really want to know about the injections.
Well, I don't know if you want to play
Yeah,
together.
I'm ready to. I'm on playing, so feel free to.
I'm just saying I wasn't directing that at you. I was just referring to people in general that like to regurgitate information that they read from newspaper articles without doing any research themselves
Well,
and taking
all
it
I
as
know
gospel.
is the fact that it's not 100% tested. I do know that it hasn't been tested properly, and a lot of people are taking it without knowing the full ins and outs of what that can happen. They do say go talk to your
Well,
GP, but when they say go talk to your GP, they're only doing a cop out so that they don't get in trouble if you get sick. Like, oh, your GP told you you're okay to take it. You're okay to take it. And it's like, maybe your GP was rushed. Maybe your GP was having a bad day. Maybe your GP didn't know what he was saying on the day. Like,
or maybe your GP is just regurgitating what he's been told by all the other doctors he's got,
exactly. So, can you really
or
trust
other
what?
people that are part of the hospital chain, like the administration of the hospital might have brought some facts to him and some data. I'm like, this is. But the thing is like you're just going to listen to some non-doctor's information that he got from somewhere like that's just it. It's very easy for all that stuff to be lied about and manipulated about, and like there's just a lot of that going on.
Yeah, it can easily happen. That's the thing, and that's the scary thing is though that people are in such a state of fear because they don't know what they're taking. Like that's just it. No one's talking to them about what they're taking. No one's really going in depth with what it does and what it is. And a lot of people don't have the time or willpower or whatever you want to call it to go and research it themselves and figure out what they're going to inject
Right,
themselves with.
right.
They're just trusting.
I'm not going to say that I know a lot about the subject. As for I'm not going to say that like, I'm the a guru or anything like that. Like I'm not saying like I've done such in-depth research on this and have talked to so many people because I haven't. But if you were to ask me, I don't know what the good solution or the good answers are. But what I believe is that I believe that the pharmaceutical industry stands to gain a lot of money from selling these untested vaccinations. Not completely untested. I would say I'm not sure how well they have been tested, but obviously they have been tested to some certain degree. Is that has it been tested
Yeah,
enough?
but then is the news that you hear that like what is it like 98% of the mice that they tested on died or whatever is those things true or not? Like,
Right,
well,
but then on top of that, look at the supply. Look how big the demand is. Look how many people are getting it. Are you telling me that sure, if you get a good dose of the vaccine, could it be good? Yes, but like, what is the failure rate of their production? So, for example, you take a computer video card, and they produce them in a factory, and a certain amount of them are bad. A certain amount of them go out the door being bad.
yeah,
A
because
certain
they
amount of them
that's a
fail
good
in
point.
on delivery.
That's a good point. Graphics cards go go through the same testing. They go through vigorous testing before they send them out.
Yeah, and bad ones still get sent out. You still install one, it works good for a day, and then it goes bad. Like, I know it's not comparing the same thing, and they're completely different, but I'm just saying, like, on a grand scheme of things, like, they're pushing these vaccines out in such a wide production so fast. How can they guarantee that they're not sending out a bunch of bad batches or bad doses or like ineffective doses or like
They're being made in a factory. Let's face it, they're being made
because they're
in a
scrambling.
factory.
They're scrambling to produce them as fast as they can. And what is the reasoning for it? The reason that they're scrambling to produce them so fast is sure, one could argue and say, oh, well, it's because they want to save lives and they want to get them out. No, no. At the end of the day, the pharmaceutical industry is producing them so fast because they want to make fucking money.
Yeah, because the
They're
government's going to go, do
100%
you
profit
have
driven.
18,000 bloody vials of this?
Right.
Or can we have 2 million
The
of that one?
government's willing to pay you, $1 billion to get this many more vaccines. Can you produce them in 1 week? Sure. How good is your QA? Are you going to cut corners? Most fucking likely.
And the production that they're producing is really fast. Like, they are producing stuff insanely quickly. So you can't just say that they're testing it properly because you
Right.
don't know.
And how? How are they able to do it so quickly? Now, granted, you could sit there and say like, "Oh, well, it took them time to develop the vaccine." Sure. Are you telling me that they developed the vaccine and during the same time frame that they were also ra- increasing their facilities to be able to produce it that much more quicker? But like, how would they know what they would need if they don't actually have the virus? They don't have it made yet. I guess you could have an idea of certain things that you might need to ramp up, but like it's just very convenient that the virus hit and like the moment they got done with a vaccine that they could push through emergency orders, magically they're also able to ramp up production and get them shipped out worldwide really fast.
And 1 year isn't enough time for all this sort of stuff to come around. It takes a long time for industries to change. 1 year is not a lot of time.
Right. And I guess, but I understand if you throw enough money at something, I guess you can make things go quicker.
Yeah, but if you throw enough
I
money
don't
at
know.
something, then you're not properly making sure it's ready either. Like,
Yeah. Well, I guess they both kind of go hand in hand.
you're saying we need this now. Okay, how much will it cost? $2 million. What proves that it's worth $2 million? Oh, we just that's the estimate we're throwing out there. $2 million is how much you'll need. Like,
Right. For all we know, the vaccines that they're giving to everybody could be a placebo.
yeah,
It could be. It might not actually do anything.
but that is of course a conspiracy, so we can't just say that.
Maybe
But
some
yeah.
of them, maybe some of them do, but maybe a percentage of them they just ship out with nothing in it. It's just a suspension of water. Like, how many of the vaccines that get pushed out to people? How many of them are tested at the end site they get delivered to make sure they're actually what they say they are? Where's the oversight?
No, no, but yeah.
Right. If I went to a vaccine center here and been like, okay, well, when did you get these vaccines in? Oh, we got them in, 3 days ago. They have to be refrigerated and we have to use them in a certain time frame. And I'm like, okay, so how many of these did you guys, once you received them, how many of them were tested to make sure that they were actually what say they were?
Zero. They come
Oh,
off
we don't
the
we
plane
don't
and they
do
get
that.
tested straight away. Like they get used straight away.
Right. Right.
And
Now,
we've seen
yes,
it.
sure, you're right that is a conspiracy theory, but at the end of the day, when you're talking about a company that's purely motivated by greed
We've
and
seen it though.
profits.
We've seen them just take them. Like you watch the news here when a new shipment comes in, they just straight away pick it up, load it into crates, and it goes straight off to get properly freaking allocated. Straight away, not even like a second goes by. It gets moved straight away to testing and straight away to get moved into people. Like they don't spend no time. I've
Well,
watched them unload it.
every hospital that you would go to, they would say, "Oh, well, we don't have the equipment here to be able to, and experience and knowledge to be able to look at any of these vaccine samples and to be able to make sure that they are like we can't do it because we don't know how to do it and we don't have the equipment either." Like, and that's true. So it's like you're at the mercy of these pharmaceutical industries actually providing you with what they say they are.
I definitely believe that it's not everything people believe it is either. Like, it could just be, like you said, just a placebo. It really easily could just be a placebo. 100%. Like, there's nothing that convinces me that it could not be. The only thing in it for anybody is money at this point. And it's really easy to make money off.
Do you have Sarah muted?
Yes, I do. Hang
She's
on.
mad at you. She's swearing and cussing, and I won't want to be you tonight under the sheets.
I believe I'll get on to help you.
You're not even there. Why can't you hear me?
I can hear you now. I had you muted.
I know. I was waiting to get you to unmute me. You want to share that quest?
I was already on it when you came in, but I'll get the next one. I'm just getting out of here.
Alright.
Apparently there's a zombie left, but I don't know where. He must be dead already. Alright, I'm getting out of here. I'll go back to the trader and pick up a new one. Hello, Crawler.
Yeah, I mean, I personally don't believe that they're doing anything to harm people with the vaccines. Like, I think that's taking it to a conspiracy direction that, uh, while I can't rule it out completely, I personally just don't believe that that's the case.
Well,
But
I
I do
mean,
believe that there's a
there's
lot
no
of
harm in it, and aside from complacency.
right. Like, I do believe there's definitely room for fuck ups along the production line, the production chain, the delivery chain, like all along that. Like, there's so much room for error. And knowing how people are, I know that there's a lot of people that don't do their due diligence, and so like mistakes. I know that just based on percentages, like there's going to be a certain percentage of vaccines that go out that are either going to be bad or not made correctly, not packaged correctly, something
Well,
like that,
is
right?
that what's causing the blood clots? Is that what's causing people to die? Like, sometimes people, they're talking about complications. What do you reckon the percentage is of the vaccines that will actually be harmful for you
Right,
that
but
aren't tested?
that would put culpability on the shoulders of the pharmaceutical industries, and they're not going to accept responsibility for that. So like that's why that's never painted in that light, because that means that people that would open them up for lawsuits. And let's face it, the pharmaceutical big pharma is billions and billions and billions of dollars, and they're people that have been around for a long time. They know what they're doing. They don't fuck around. They know how to paint. They know how to navigate and influence media to suit their needs, right? Like they're really good at silencing people.
Well, that's what I said to Sarah straight away. Is like, there's billions of dollars in this right now. The companies are buying, like, governments are buying as much of this crap as they can. They really are. They're buying as much as they can. They're not buying a
Yeah,
little amount. They're buying hundreds and thousands of
right.
dollars worth.
And to me, that's the real travesty. The fact that our economies are being just fucking devastated. Businesses are being shut down. People's livelihoods are being destroyed. And on top of that, our governments are giving away our children's future to a bunch of fat cat pharmaceutical industries. And on top of that, our political systems are pushing more and more totalitarian, or authoritarian. You do what I say, or else. And once they get that kind of
Or else
power,
little Johnny can't go outside and breathe fresh air today.
yep. And governments have been proven over time that once they get that
Congratulations.
kind of power,
Well
they
done,
don't like to
Molly.
give it
Make my
up.
payment to the
I've got
good
just
town.
what the doctor ordered.
As like the example, like I said before, with the IRS and tax in the states, it was originally only supposed to be during the wartime, and then after that they had the depression as an excuse, and then another war, and then like another war, and then like it got to the point where it's like, well, it's just part of life now. Everybody has to pay tax, and originally it was only supposed to be the top 5% of wealthy business owners and businesses.
You looking to earn some dupe?
But then it
Well,
got
guess
trickled
what?
down to now
I
it's
got
to
a
the
nice
point where
reward for you.
the top 5% of business owners paid jack shit in tax, and it's all on shouldered on the burden of the middle to low income families.
Everyday man.
Yeah,
You again.
weird how
Well,
that
you start
worked.
brighten my day, like Dr. Jen. I'm glad I could help you.
They didn't give. Not only did they not give that power up, but they made it
Sorry, but I've never heard
worse
of
than
this.
it ever
In
was.
fact,
And on top of that, they've managed to convince the masses that, well, you just have to pay your taxes.
Well, if you don't, you go to jail or you get
It's
fined
just
or
normal, right? Right. You have to do it or else, right? You can't fight. You can't fight the government on that one. There's only a few certain things that are sure in life, and that's death and taxes, right?
Monty Python did that one the best. Yes, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And like everyone's so happy to live in the mundane as well. Like 9 out of 10 people know that like they grow up with the idea. Okay, I'll
I
grow
said
up,
that.
I'll
Well,
get a job.
society is a complacent thing.
I grow up, I get a job, and I work, and then I'll get what I want. And that's how life sort of you get told, and you get told that's how life's gonna go for you. And everyone's just happy to do that too, because it's just how it goes. Not solar. Oh, I got solar panels. What do you need?
Your
You needed...
cruising up that much.
Yeah, I got it all the way up today. Hot Riders accessories, charger accessories. Oh, combat book. What do you need? Maybe I can buy it for you.
I said a workbench and a chemistry bench.
Workbench and a chemistry bench. Well, I can make claw hammers. And I have a wrench on me.
I already had the claw hammer.
Alrighty
I have
then.
two claw
Nice.
hammers.
And I have a
Stay
wrench
safe
on
out
me
there.
from that last job. Okay, just learned 2 books. Do you want a level 5 hunting rifle?
Yeah, I guess if no one else wants it.
Because I just got one. Boots doesn't want to play. He's a bit over this one. He's going to bed, I think, too, because he didn't feel too well. Oh, would you rather this marksman rifle? What would you rather out of those 2 rifles?
Whatever you don't want.
There's a marksman and a hunting rifle on there, so you can figure it out.
Yeah, I was perfectly fine with just shooting the shit for a bit.
It's on your bike. It's on
I
your
don't have
bike.
any bullets.
I can give you a stack of bullets. I think I got 2 stacks on me.
Yeah. I don't consider myself anti-vaccine by any stretch of the imagination, but in this particular instance, with this particular pandemic, my opinion has changed from time to time, and every day that goes by, it's getting to the point where it's like, I don't have a problem with vaccines, but I do
Me
have
either.
a
That's what I
problem
want to.
with
It's pro-choice. It's not about the vaccine. It's pro-choice.
right. Yeah,
Give me bullets.
I definitely have a problem with people being aggressively pushing it onto other people when there really is no hard evidence that it's
I
the
would have got
best
it on my own if everybody stopped telling me to get it.
right. No, yeah,
I would have got it on my own. But now you're making me worried because you're telling me I have to get it. And you're telling Joe Blow down the street that if she doesn't get this vaccine, her baby's going to be born preemie and die. Like, why? Why is the baby going to be born preemie and die if she doesn't get the vaccine?
That's
Like, that was a literal
I've
thing
never
that
heard
was
I've
said.
never heard that one, but that's ridiculous.
That was
is
a literal
absolutely
thing that was
ridiculous.
literal said to my
Absolutely
literal
ridiculous.
auntie's grandchild.
Yeah. Well, that's just stupid
I
people
cannot fathom
making
it.
shit up.
Cannot fathom it.
That is 100% made up. There's no basis of fact for that whatsoever.
You're just trying to scare her into taking it, and then part of me sits back and goes, "Well, hold on. Why do you want me to take it so bloody bad that you're going to bring my fetus into it?"
There's no good
at that
way
point,
of stating
it's
this.
about
It's
control.
turning into just control, like you said. It's just turning into control. And it is a little bit scary not being vaccinated when they're going to open up, like Sarah says. Like, they're going to open up and everyone's going to be able to run everywhere. That will happen eventually.
Don't take me not wanting this vaccine for not being shit scared of COVID. I'm shit scared of COVID.
Well, that's what you think, Stu. But is that what's going to happen? I don't know. There's a lot of people that are arguing and saying that this is going to be the new norm and that it's the next step to the step of genocide, which is like first you segregate a group of people based on a certain factor. Like in this instance, it's going to be, are you vaccinated? Are you continually getting your booster shots? And if not, then you're not one of us.
There's a stack of
okay, because there's a
7.6.
big basement down the.
There's a stack of
There's a
7.62
big
on
part
my,
down the
on my
basement.
dirt bike too, if you want it.
Okay, I might get it just because I know the bottom's scary.
This man
And that hasn't
I mean, like,
happened
if
here.
everybody had stopped turning around and telling me to get the vaccine, I would have got it already. And then you hear stuff like what I just said come from my own Arnie's mouth. Where did you put it, Stu?
In my dirt bike.
Where's your dirt bike?
Right on the road there. It's a black bike.
Oh, there. That's why I couldn't see it. Thank you.
I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I believe in vaccines. I believe in tested vaccines, I should say. Like, 100%.
I just don't know why you want me to take it so bad.
Right. No, I totally
Like,
agree.
I'm up to date with all my shots, you know, tetanus, and all that sort of stuff that needs to be dealt with. I'm 100% for. No worries. 100% for. What I'm not for is freaking the way this is being handled. This is just scaring you into taking something that you have no idea if it's any good. It hasn't been tested. It hasn't had the works done on it. Could be fucking shit for you, you know. Could make you really sick and could bloody kill you. You just don't know.
Well, I'm just glad I got mine before it became like it's not mandatory here, but like I'm just glad I got it before it became mandatory. Because then, like at that point in time, you're right. I'd be in the same boat. I'd be like, well,
It's
since you're
always
telling me
your
I
own
have to get
decision.
it, fuck you. I'm not gonna get it.
I just feel like, why do you want me to get it so bad? I just feel like, get this or a fetus is going to die. Really? Or based on what? I know my own family history. I also know that 2 people who got the vaccine got blood clots. So maybe my family can't take this one and I need to wait for the next one.
But that's where they're like, talk
What's
to your
that?
GP.
I'm not allowed outside. I'm not allowed. My GP doesn't know shit about what's going on.
Or you could be like Joe Rogan and not need to take it at all and just take some vitamin C and some ivermectin if you do get COVID and you're fine the next day. It's like that's just it. That's what I'm saying is that
Well, how did your president recover in 4 days?
he recovered because
But
he
everyone else
yeah,
is
that
dying in
no
hospital.
wait, that's the other thing that Joe Rogan also got is he got an infusion along with his vitamin C. He also got let me
The
look at,
infusions.
he got a specific infusion. I forgot what it was called. Let me look at it real quick. So I don't want to say the
There's
wrong
not even
thing,
a
but that was
zombie
the
here.
other thing.
There's no zombies here.
That was the other
Maybe
thing that Joe
someone's gone
Rogan
through
got.
here. Alright, I'm going down then.
Yeah, I've
I'll
already
just get
been
this
down
brass
there.
radiator up.
Already been around there.
There's a down underneath.
Yeah, I went down into the dirt bit and followed it around. There was no zombies. This place is clear. Except the loot room wasn't done, which is really funny. The place is clear, but the loot room isn't done. So one of the boys probably came here and didn't know what the loot room was, figured out it was a maze, and then just didn't take that one ladder that was back there, which led up to the loot room. But it is clear. It's all clear.
Yeah, everything's empty, yeah. Alright, I'm coming back out the front then. Alright, go for it.
Just modifying a chest piece. What level's your chest piece?
Guys, don't eat the ficus.
I suppose what I want on here is the bandolier more so than anything else, because it's my chest piece. Because I just got a metal chest
5.
piece. 5, I got a level 6 you can have. So let me take the...
I should be fine for this instant. But I will take it.
What's that do? Standard mobility. Oh, I'm pretty fitting.
Why is your bike not stopping?
Here.
Oh, it's your chainsaw.
Here.
Turn your chainsaw off.
It's got some mods on it. It's
All
got
I
some
can do
mods
is...
on it.
Boink.
Okay.
Oh, you found a cigar.
Yep. I bought a cigar. It was only like 100 by the time I was fully leveled, or
They're cheap to make too.
mostly
They're
leveled.
cheap to make too.
That was only 100, so I just made it. I just bought it.
Guys, stop eating my weed.
What was the mechanical parts on the ground? Save the mechanical parts. There we go. Alright, so they went down
I'm also
here.
noticing that... What, Stu?
This leads straight down into that tunnel, I just figured out. See?
Oh.
Pretty cool, hey?
You want to do it in reverse, that's fine.
I just didn't realize
I
that.
can't
Look,
get down there.
there's 2 behind this couch up here. She dead.
Yeah, but this isn't the way you're supposed to go. You can tell by the direction the torches are facing.
Yeah, I was down here wandering
But you
around.
you
Yeah, I was down.
completely go this
Oh,
way when you
they
know
come.
the way.
Oh yeah, it was monoclonal antibodies. That was what President Trump was given, and he was able to get over it in 4 days. And that was also one of the things that Joe Rogan took, along with that. So Joe
I
Rogan took
feel like it's going to
monoclonal
be cheaper to
antibodies.
make that than a vaccine.
I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. So I'm just saying that's what Joe Rogan took, and that's what Trump took as well. But Trump took just the monoclonal antibodies, from my understanding. If he took anything else, it wasn't publicized.
You
But
dropped
Joe
a bag.
Rogan also took ivermectin, NAD, and vitamin C.
Oh, acid here. With the acid I've already got, we've got enough for another bike or something if you want.
A faster vehicle for me? Good.
You got enough for a
That'd be great.
motorbike, or we can make a car or an APC.
Maybe me a car.
Charger, hot rod. You know, you can probably have anything. I'm leveled all the way up in intelligence, so we can make the APC. That could be fun.
But that's what Joe Rogan just said in his podcast that he had today. He's like, what the pharmaceutical industry is doing is they're trying to paint the picture that none of the other treatments that are out there are effective.
Working.
So that way, they're just pretending like they don't exist and that they're not effective. So that way, they can push the vaccine. And I get big pharma pushing the vaccine, and I get like political people pushing the vaccine because they're being paid out by the pharmaceutical. Like I get all that, and I get how doctors could be hoodwinked into believing that it's viable. But what I don't understand is everybody else that has all of a sudden become like, oh, you absolutely have to get it, or you're a bad person, or like you said,
Yeah,
people,
you're
oh,
risking everybody
your
else's
baby's
health.
gonna be deformed if you don't take. Like,
When I
what
heard that,
drives
I was
people
in
to say
shock.
that shit?
I got her to repeat it 3
Right.
times, and I just
What
said
drives
to her, I
people
said,
to do that though? To say that kind of shit. It's like you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Shut
have
the
the
fuck up.
shot or your baby's gonna be born preemie and die. And I had her repeat it 3 times. Like I led her to it 3 different ways. I'm like, oh, and what was that you were saying about your granddaughter? You know? And oh, tell Sue what you just said. You know what I mean? And she did. Like 3 times she was led to say the same thing. And I'm like, it never changed.
And it's like people like to say confrontational bullshit like this. Like, if I would have been there, I'd have been like, and what research have you done to back this up? What studies have you researched and
I said
can
to her, I said,
provide?
please don't tell me they scared her into having this untested vaccine with an unborn child. She's like, well, I hope she won't, but she hasn't yet. I'm like, that's great. At least I know she's smart.
Okay, do you want to hit up that loot room down in the middle there? And this place is clear.
I think I already did.
It's got a crate in it. You'll be able to see it through the door. Down the
I mean, I
bottom.
busted through here and got all this.
Is that the loot room
Was
down
this
the
the
bottom
loot
there?
room?
It had a big hole in the middle. Is that the
Hey,
one? Yeah,
well,
that's the one.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not advocating for one way or another whether somebody should or should not get vaccinated, but for
But
somebody
you
to sit
shouldn't
there and say
fearmonger someone
something
into
like
doing
that,
it.
wow, that is a wildly insane type of comment to
Go ahead,
make.
And it's her sister who's the one who had the blood clots in the heart and arms. And I'm like, well, she's already hesitant and the family history doesn't bode well for taking this shot, this particular one. Just, what do you want us to do? Get blood clots? Or we can thin them out, it's fine. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want a blood clot thinned out, thank you. I want it dealt with. Like, I'd rather not get it at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, well, dealt with. There's no other way for them to deal with the blood clot other than cutting the vein out and or locating the clot in the vein and cutting that piece of the vein out. Like, there's thinning is your only really option. But yes, I agree. I'd rather not have one to begin with.
I knew you had it in you. What's ailing you?
But you can get a blood clot easily. You could fall down and bump your leg on a stair going, and you
Yeah,
could
and
develop
clamp
a
your
blood
own
clot.
vein.
Yeah, you can develop a blood clot really easily, just from like a minor injury or minor bump. Like it can. It's rare, but it does happen.
Fantastic. Hope to see you soon.
My brother-in-law got a blood clot in his leg from falling down playing football.
Okay, then.
Hey, Sarah.
Yes?
Here is this. Where is it? There you go.
I'm a Negan.
It's a axe for trees. It's a steel axe for trees.
Oh, I apologize. I apologize. Thought you were trying to give me the battle axe.
No. Although I think that counts as a combat axe if you got the fireman almanac.
So I'm gonna go home and get the two-person vehicle.
I need to drive away and unlock the level 3 missions
Thanks for
because I
letting
just
me
got the
take care
special
of you.
quest for it. I think it's in the
Tell
desert.
your friends.
Can we get the two-person vehicle though?
This thing's so much more zippy though. What about I make you one of these? Wow. Or I make you your new
Because
vehicle.
I can't follow you on this. I can't follow you on this.
Well, you don't need to
You're
follow me
too
right
fast.
now. If you want to head back to base and unload or whatever, I'll just go get this level 3s unlocked. I'm not doing any down here.
But I could unlock her too.
Do you have the special missions? Do you have
No,
the
but
special
I can go and pick. I can pick quests off her at any time.
Yeah, but we're not getting any quests from her. Not for that area yet. I'm just unlocking level 3s for us. And then you should get your special mission. You probably do have your special mission for the snow already. Yeah, you do.
I
don't you?
do. I do.
You should go unlock your level 2s then, so that you can progress.
Stop telling me what to do. I told you I was only building in this game. But if you're doing missions, I love doing missions, and I have my Negan bat ready. How's my lasagna pocket going?
Ah, shit, no, check it.
Do you want to turn it around for me? Like, not upside down. Like, do you want to
Spin
take
it
the
around.
left side and twist it to... Yes, that one.
Yeah, I did that. Looks pretty brown.
Thank you, baby. Oh, really? Nice. It says 25 minutes, so I'm going to do it what it says.
Forgot that we got those lasagna pockets for you. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
Dirt bikes are so much better than the motorbike. I knew I'd love the dirt bike. Whee!
Alright, well, come here and pilfer whatever you need to build me something that keeps up with you.
Well, do you want a car or do you want a dirt bike? Because dirt bike's pretty cheap. You needed...
Do the dirt bike if that's what you like right now. If that's what you're on right now, use the dirt bike.
Yeah, you needed,
Hello?
how much did you need for the dirt bike? I think it was like 30 forged steel? That was pretty much it. Everything else
Well,
was really cheap.
I have 14. I have 14, and you're bound to have 14.
I
so
got
I'll
an
come and
insane
give you
amount
it.
of... I got an insane amount of acid now. I got like 6 acid from this last 2 hunts. But
Okay, so I'm bringing you the battery, the duct tape, 14 iron. Do you need an engine? Probably. There's an engine. There's a headlight.
battery, probably?
Yeah, I said I got a battery for you, love.
Here's a question
Alright,
for you,
someone
Stu. Are there any places in Australia that you know of where like the crime is so bad that like the cops don't even really do a good job of patrolling because they're afraid they're going to get shot in the street?
Yes, every time in any south side. They don't
Maury?
go out to Tinga here, which
Maury?
is the next little village over. Yep.
Maury, they got like...
What's not Strathfield? Ashfield and Redfern.
'Cause I'm just
They
thinking to
get the
myself, like,
calls, and their protocol is to wait 15 minutes before attending any call.
to wait for the gunfire to stop.
Stewart's on stream.
Pretty much.
But yeah, because I was thinking to myself, like, even if a government, like in the states, it would be very difficult for them to like force like a required, vaccination at the government level. Like in certain cities, they could do it, sure. In certain states, maybe. But
Okay,
there's
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
put it in
a lot of
this
places
weapon
where
sticks box up here.
Yep.
there's just a lot of places where like, how are they gonna vaccinate people when like they're gangbangers out in the streets with guns and like the regular cops won't even go down those streets because they're gonna get fucking shot at. Like, how do you force those types of people to get vaccinated? Like, you can't.
Well, I guess we're gonna find out.
Not unless you send in military, in which case you're killing half the people. Because they will fuck. Because when we're talking those type of neighborhoods I'm talking about, if the military roll down the street, you bet your ass bullets will be flying.
If you believe the media, a gajillion people have it right now. And if you believe the media, only 1 or 2%
they don't.
are dying.
They're not, the death rate is fairly low for COVID right now.
Extremely low. Apparently,
For
the common cold and flu, it has a deadlier yearly death toll.
no, it doesn't. No, COVID is a higher death rate than than COVID is, but COVID is a higher death rate than flu is, but not. It's not like, it's not so much more that the type of reaction that governments are having is uh, appropriate. It's like a knee jerk reaction. Like, sure, it's worse than the flu, but it's not so bad that you need to round people up in fucking concentration camps, or force mandated vaccines, or shutting down businesses and telling people they can't go to work.
Hey,
And
stop
all,
trying to piss off the buttons of my keyboard.
It's eventually going to be something that, look, you're naive if you don't believe that eventually we're going to live with it, right? Like,
yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, but not before we agree to live in a policed state.
Right, exactly my point. My point is that, like, how long are we gonna? Is everybody going to put up with this? Is it? It's already been like what, 2 years now? Is it gonna 10 years down the
Yeah,
road?
it's
Are we
gonna be
still
2
gonna be
years in a
living
couple of
like,
months.
oh, you gotta
3
get your
months, it's been 2
vaccination
years.
booster, gotta wear your masks, gotta have your vaccination card and your ID. 10
And
years
I'll be
down the
like,
road,
well,
it's like,
that's
fuck off.
funny. Like, that's funny. You don't require me to get the flu booster every year. It's my choice. You know, it's my choice whether I get my tetanus shot every 10 years and my rubella every
to
10
be
years.
fair,
That's always
Yeah.
been up
as
to
a
me.
race,
That's always been up to me.
As a
Why
race-
isn't it now?
as a race, we've always been practicing really bad hygiene, and I think it's good time. Like, it's really good that finally we are paying attention to hygiene.
Complacent. We've become complacent.
No, because hygiene is a problem. Like, I work in the supermarket. People cough all over me when I'm working there. It's fucking shit. It's so
I worked in a
bad.
Chinese restaurant. I've seen some shit.
Like, it's
Yeah,
so
but the
bad.
end end doesn't justify the means, though, because they're not
Nope.
instituting this in a way where it's like really for your benefit. It's for them, the big
Them to
fat cats,
control
to
us
control
further.
everybody. Right, exactly.
You heard our census. No, wait, that was Rick and Dan who were there when we were reading out our census, and
Oh, Britton
you
was
were
there.
asking me
Britton
questions
heard
and
the
they were laughing.
census thing.
Oh, was it? Was it? I wasn't sure if he was there too. That's
Oh,
just
shit.
what we have to put up with here.
I bounced into the lake. There's a long
Right.
route back out. Oh,
Bazinga. You're gonna drown.
I'm out. The motorbike's really good. I love the dirt bike. Okay.
Okay. Stop. No one's talking to you, sweetie. No one is talking to you at all.
Okay. Oh, I got a level 6 battery from that. I got a solar panel now. Living the dream.
That bird's gonna be living that dream in a minute.
Did you like how I
Yes,
started
you, buddy.
upgrading the base with cobblestone?
Yep. Yep. Do you like mine?
Of course I do. You don't have to ask. Of course I do. Okay, so what do I need to make this happen?
I put some stuff in that engine box up there.
Okay, so if I'm going to make it, I will need forged steel. How much forged steel? I think 30.
Could just two-person the dune buggy, little dune buggy.
Dirt bike. Dirt bike chassis, 35 steel.
Oh, do you happen to remember how long the oven said till my lasagna pocket was ready?
Ugh,
Hey!
check. I need 55 steel.
Don't cry wolf.
You're done. Your pocket's done.
No, it's not funny. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
The bird laughing at
Okay.
you?
You can't hear that? Hold on.
It sounds
It
like he's
wasn't-
laughing. Is that a bird or what is that?
Stop it. Stop laughing. It wasn't funny.
They both laugh.
Okay.
Loki and that bird laughs.
Like, I thought I was losing my mind because I literally thought the bird was laughing. Was he really laughing?
Yes, he told everybody, danger, danger. Everybody went flap, 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 flap. And then he says, yes, it's not that funny, Danny. Stop. It's you know, he went danger, and everybody went oh. And then he's sitting there, and what you're hearing is him laughing at him crying wolf. It's not that funny. Stop. You're so cheeky. Come here.
It's funny. He knows it.
You're a funny boy. He used to make toilet wine when he was a baby, and if you ever touched his water when he put fruit in it, he would just laugh, and if you changed the water, he would tip it out. He's hilarious.
He would make wine.
Yeah, toilet wine. I had this fruit and nut mix for birds. You didn't bring me a fork, baby boy. I had this fruit and nut mix for birds, and he would pick out all the fruit. I think it was all the apricots. He would pick out all the fruit and pick it and put it in the water, and he would just leave it there. And if you try and change his water, he'd get antsy about it. But eventually you'd change it because it'll gross. You'd change it after 2 days. And as soon as you put fresh water in, he'd get so mad that he would tip the water out and just stand there laughing at you after he tipped it out. He is hilarious.
Because he wanted to have fruit water.
Yep. I call it toilet wine.
I mean, do you actually think he was trying to make wine, or do you think he just liked the flavor of fruit water?
No, all birds like to get drunk. That's why they eat rotten fruit from under fruit trees. That's why they don't eat the fresh fruit. That's why they eat the rotten fruit.
Can birds actually get drunk?
Yeah.
Apparently.
No, but
you can Google it.
Parrots do. Parrots make alcohol and that and get themselves drunk.
But they don't make it. They eat fermenting fruit. I shouldn't say rotten. They eat fermenting fruit on the ground.
So, like, if you made some, like, cider, he would drink it and get drunk?
I'm
cider,
going to pretend
or
like
other type
me
of
and him
fruit.
don't share bottles of wine occasionally. I'm going to pretend like we don't do that.
Oh, okay. Like, so you give them some wine, is what I'm saying? And they actually drink it?
I mean, I'm not going to say anything while Stuart's streaming.
Well, no,
That
I'm just saying,
shit wouldn't
like,
happen in my house.
I'm talking theoretically.
He loves alcohol. He will maul you for alcohol. My dad can't babysit him because Dad's an alco, and when Danny's out, all these piss pots do is sit on each other's shoulder, laughing and drinking, sipping beer and port wine. Get off my game. So yes, when he was younger, my damn bird was an alcoholic.
Interesting. I didn't know birds could get drunk. That's funny.
Especially parrots, too. It's not wrong. It's Googleable. It's why they eat fermenting fruit from the bottom of fruit trees and not fresh fruit.
If he was did you have that bird since he was a baby?
Yeah, he was hand raised. He did it himself.
So how did he? Yeah, but how did he know that fermenting fruit would get him drunk?
I don't know. All I know was he would put fruit in his water and he would not really let you touch it. He's never bitten me. He's never bitten Stuart. But you can just tell when he doesn't want you to do something. He's your pet, you know.
Right.
But so I'd let him have it for a couple of days, and then when I changed the water, he would sit there and try and grab the fruit and eat it before I emptied the tub. And then you empty it, put fresh water in, and he would just go crazy, flip the tub out, knock all the water out, and then just laugh at you.
So do you think by leaving it in there, it would have been bad for him?
Fermenting, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, do you think it would have potentially, like, hurt him in some way?
Not really, because it was all pet grade food and it was dehydrated fruit.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if they do it naturally in the wild, like, what makes you think that, like, them doing it in their cage would be detrimental to them in some way? Like, I'm just curious.
Oh, I only did it because I didn't like looking at the water with fruit floating in it.
Well, that's fair. I just didn't know, like, was
My
there, like,
ducks are out there
legitimate concern
drinking
for their
water that
health?
they shit in.
Yeah,
Okay.
ducks are not very hygienic creatures.
Stop, Danny. We're talking about you, not to you. Like, my ducks have a pool, and you can put a 10-litre bucket of fresh water out there a day. They won't drink it. They will automatically go to the pool, swim in it, shit in it, spit dirt in it, and then drink from it. I'm like, you guys are crazy.
Yeah, the moment a duck touches water, they poop.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. I've seen it happen a million times. As soon as that duck touches water, it's just straight away there's a poop.
Well, you know,
Lasagna pocket.
you gotta go.
Well, I used to want to put them in the pool with us and swim, but Stuart got sick of it. Can you stop floating upside down, buddy? Come on.
So, Stu, do you like to
Yeah.
be one with the ducks when you jump in the pool? Do you take a big old poopy right away too?
Nope.
Yes, he does.
Remember,
He said that he can't swim with the ducks anymore because the poops they do are too big compared to his.
do you remember that TikTok I showed you with the chick who's like, it's natural to poop in the shower?
Oh my god, no.
I must have missed that one.
Yeah, there was a TikTok I shared at one point, and it was like this chick who was talking about, don't we all poop in the shower? Really? Really? Is it just me?
Oh yeah. No. I did see that, but I didn't know. I didn't understand the context.
That's gross. Ugh.
No, I don't. For the record, no, I don't poop in the shower.
Not intentionally. Right?
No.
only sometimes.
I
Only if it
don't.
sneaks out.
Then you
I
have
just
the
know
people.
a guy who does a lot, right, Ryan? Right, Ryan?
Then there's the people who like they argue about peeing in the shower as well. They're like, oh, we all
Oh
pee
my
in the shower.
God.
There's that the shower stuff is rich. People talk about showers pretty happily.
Well,
No, because when the world ran out of toilet paper, it was hilarious the amount of people who wouldn't go and take a whiz in their shower. Like,
Fuck, I wanted to
realize
bidet.
you can just
I have
a
a bidet.
bidet. Well,
I have a bidet.
we're getting one when we own a house.
I just wanted a bidet. You can just put them on the bathtub, you know. They don't have to be installed or anything.
I have one. I have a toilet seat. It's just a toilet seat. You just swap with the toilet seat. You hook up the water lines, and it comes with all the fittings so that you can use your existing water lines. It just like has an adapter that like redirects the water so it goes to the toilet bowl and to the bidet. And the bidet, it also heats up the water, and it's all built into the toilet seat. There's a little button on the side of the toilet seat. You just push the buttons, and
You should send Stuart a private picture of your toilet and he'll fantasize about it tonight.
So I wanna, I
with
just
or
wanna-
without. Do you want it lined?
I'm a simple person. I just want a nice bidet.
He just wants his booty hole clean.
Would you like the picture with or without skid marks?
But let's face it. Don't we all just want a nice clean booty?
They're great. Dude.
Again, I refer you to if there was some magical device that sprinkled water from above your head.
Shower. Ooh,
I know, Loki, I know. Oh,
like you want to do the shower constantly.
that's some rich people stuff. I'll just get out there in my duck shit-filled duck pond.
You've seen pictures of what happened to the pool. You can't swim in that anymore.
No.
Like, I
But
guess
anyways,
you could.
But now
I
a lot
got-
of people can sleep with the fishies.
the bidet that I have was like
Here you
$180
go, do you want
bucks.
some?
So it's not too bad. $180 ain't too bad. It's doable.
I really wouldn't swallow the pool water anymore, though. Oof.
Why? Because of the 500 goldfish?
Yeah, those goldfish don't have anywhere else to be but to poop in that pool. There's a lot of pooping goldfish.
Yeah,
What?
but I need to get myself a watering can because that water there is some of the best water you can water your plants with.
Just don't accidentally water your plants with my goldfish. That'd be horrible. No, not the poor fishy.
No, I'll slap the water before I do it.
Slap the
I'm
water.
nearly ready
That
to
attracts
swim
them. They're
this.
all friendly. They have no reason to hate me or be fearing my human. These fishes are like really friendly. They swim right up to you.
Perhaps pretending to be dead again. This fish is hilarious.
Yeah, your fish that just sleeps upside down all the time.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, you mean I can actually take points in something else now instead of having to take it all on the bloody... Craft SMG turrets gain 50% more electricity from killing traps, and 14
Oh,
steel
no.
costs less. That's probably a good idea. I'll do that.
I wish I had said something before. You're asking me to give you the best bit. Let me wash my hands though.
I
Take
need
this
steel
and Don't tease Loki with it.
for Sarah's bike.
Alright, fuck off guys. I'll be back in a minute. I'll be back in a minute. Whew. Thanks for bringing that in, Stewie.
Okay.
was delicious.
Ooh,
Delish!
Booten's got his photos of his thing, his toilet, I think.
Oh,
Was it
you'd
with
love
skid
it.
marks?
You'd love it.
Was it with
I bet
skid
you.
marks?
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh, that's interesting.
Very
You,
Japanese.
you
Very
can like
Japanese.
you can adjust the stream rate.
Yeah.
The pressure.
Yep.
Pump up the jam. Pump it up.
Pump it up. Get your booty on my toilet hole now. I'll make my day.
Yeah, I'd be using that all the time. Seriously, I've always just wanted to do that.
$200. Maybe it'll turn up under the Christmas tree.
I don't know.
Yeah, like we'd know how to install that.
Putin knows. He can just travel around free of charge.
Yeah, let's just
Install that.
Skype him. Yeah, let's just Skype him to install our toilet head.
Well, we know for a fact he definitely wants to meet the Australian wildlife. Like 100% right. He definitely wants to meet all the Australian wildlife.
All the spiders and snakes. The drop bears. All of
Speaking
them.
about snakes, it's just about snake
The
season.
dingoes who eat their babies.
If you come quickly, Booten, you'll be able to get in
You wanna
before
slow
snake
it?
season starts.
So you'll be able to get in for snake season.
Yeah, and like last season was the mouse epidemics in New South Wales with like thousands and thousands of mice. So this year's going to be the
Now we
snake
want the
epidemic.
snakes back. Do you want a soda? Yes? No? Sure. Do you want a fucking soda, Stu?
No, I'm chainsawing is really loud.
Okay! Ah, jeez. Stop twiddledee and twiddledum. Yeah, it is good, isn't it, baby? What is it? Another piss? No? Okay. Oh, I love those lasagna poppers too. They're so good. They were good in the oven. If you're interested.
Nice. Whew, that was a lot
I
of
took
trees.
I took a picture of the Operation Quick Guide that it came with. You can take it shows all the features and what the buttons do.
Which buttons do you use out of curiosity?
I
Probably like all of them. He owns it.
well, personally, I use the cleansing and then the nozzle position. Sometimes I usually don't use the water pressure because usually I just have it set to where I want it. But like if somebody else fucks with it and then doesn't change it back, obviously I'll
I
have to
get
look
mad. I gets crazy. I gets crazy.
Is there a small chance that it could spray up around the butt and go for the face?
No. I mean, maybe if you're a eunuch and have a really small pecker.
So Sarah's in trouble
mean,
if she sits on it.
There's a chance that your ball sack might get a little wet.
Hey, chicken!
You stealing my
Um,
meat, bitch?
No, I didn't
Bitch.
kill the chicken.
Bitch.
The chicken's out here.
Bitch.
Yes,
Girl.
if you look at that Operation Quick Guide, the second option there on the right side where it says front aerate wash, it has a little picture of a female's hair on there. That's like the front washing for female.
Ooh. Serving up my tacos extra fresh. Help me design this house, Poohface.
I'm building your bike. Have to go get lots of metal.
Well, I probably got some. Let me run it off. What do you need? Iron? If you
Iron,
can
yeah.
make steel, come and click make on steel here. If you can
need a
make
cruci.
steel.
You need a cruci.
Right, right. Okay, well then I cannot help you, sir.
But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, best $180 you can spend.
Oh, I'd get it for him if I was confident in hooking it up.
Yeah, we thought that about the
Trust
dishwasher
me,
too,
I'd get
though.
him
The
one.
dishwasher was actually not that
A lot
bad.
easier than I ever thought. I didn't know you could just slot it into the washing machine spot.
Well,
I
I've
was
installed a
that
couple of
dumb.
these toilet seats now, and like all you need is either like a crescent wrench or a pipe wrench.
I have enough steel now.
I do it with the crescent wrench,
Thank you, baby.
any kind of wrench that you can adjust, and like it comes with the fittings that you need. It's just you're literally just shutting off the water to your toilet. You have a shut off for your toilet, right? I'm assuming, like right next to the toilet.
Oh,
Where
I'll
the...
just turn the water off to the house.
Are you telling me that you don't have a water shut off that right next to your toilet?
Don't think so.
Probably.
Don't think so, actually.
No, probably.
Yeah, there should be a shut off valve there, right next to the toilet. It literally took me like less than 15 minutes to install this. You shut off the water right there behind the toilet. You take your crescent wrench and you loosen the water
Yeah,
fitting.
there's one going from the sink to the toilet underneath the sink. I just saw it.
Yeah, so basically you just shut off the water going to the toilet. You unloosen the connection from the toilet, or from, or should I say, from the, not the toilet itself, but like the end that is going into the wall or whatever, right? Or to your pipe, and then you slip in it comes with its own hose and adapters, and you just connect them. It's like super easy.
Yeah, it sounds it.
You
Oh,
don't you
wow.
don't you don't need Teflon tape or nothing like that. You don't need any special tools. You
Plumber's
just need
tape.
just a all you need is a crescent wrench. I mean, you could use plumber's tape if you wanted to just make it a little tighter, but like they come with this particular brand, anyways. BioBidet comes with like everything you need. Like it's good, no problem.
This isn't turning into the house I was hoping for, Stu.
This isn't the house that
It's a
you
lot
saw
more-
it get built.
It's almost like it's a log cabin, not a house. I was going mansion. This is looking log cabin.
Yeah, but once you upgrade it, then you have to paint it.
It is still gonna look log cabin-y.
But then you have to paint it, and that'll change it a bit. I bought duct tape, because I knew I didn't have enough, so there's duct tape.
I gave you 3 in the box. Did you
Yeah,
even check what was
you
in
need
the box?
12.
Oh, you didn't say that. I could probably make 12.
I bought some. It's alright. I bought heaps. When I was over there, I bought 20 something.
Okay, don't care.
Okay, time to start making dirt bike parts.
Oh, that's right. You giving me that golf caddy?
Yeah, I was parking it there.
Is that why it's here?
In case you wanted it. Thought you might want to play around with it at least anyway. How much mechanical parts do you have? That's probably what we're gonna run dry on.
Brett, I'll take it. Don't show me
I unlocked it.
a little golf buggy and take it away.
It's all yours if you want it. Really? The parts use iron instead of steel? Oh, this is gonna be easier to build than I thought. Okay.
Ugh.
No, the first one used steel. Like, I needed steel. I needed 20 something steel. 30 something steel. So, I had that. Now I just need 50 polymer. Ooh, that's expensive.
Okay, cute. Cute.
Yeah, the buggy's cool, right? The buggy's super cute.
Wow, I just looked it up BioBidet's website, and apparently they want $350 USD to buy it directly from them. But I got it for $180 from Sam's Club, so that was a good fucking sale. I didn't even know it was on sale. I just was like there, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I'll get it.
Yeah, sometimes when they advertise something though, it just comes on sale when they advertise it. No, it does take steel. I had the wrong thing.
Well, it wasn't even advertised. It was just like I just found it when I was walking through the fucking warehouse. I just stumbled upon it. And I was like, oh, look at this.
Ah, iron and steel is why. Okay. What a weird fucking thing to build. Requires both.
Okay.
Okay, now I just
So,
need a battery
I'm
engine.
Oh, I take that
thinking-
back. It's $380 because I got the special edition with the dryer. Okay, interesting. Oh, I got a really good deal.
Are you surprised?
Yeah, actually, yeah, I'm kind of shocked
Mm.
because $180 was cheap. It's like half the price.
Where the hell's the coal? Coal. There's the coal.
I guess that just goes to show you the buying power that Sam's Club has. Jesus.
Oh, that's right, Sam's Club. You love your Sam's Club.
I prefer Costco, but it's not done. They're in the works of building it here. Should be open by the end of this year or early next year. Will you Let's go.
Where the fuck's my ass for that? This chicken keeps making me think that there's a bloody zombie wandering around my house. I just keep hearing this chicken wandering around. I'm gonna have to put a round through it eventually, just to stop it from running around my base. It's been here for like ever. I can almost adopt it. Pet chicken.
Oh, come on, please, bitch.
They don't respond to please. Please is a nice word. Do I have everything now? No, I need wheels. 2 wheels. Wheel. I need the forged iron back.
Yeah, why can't you do that, though? Oh, you gonna be a pain in my titties.
I am really hopeful that Icarus is fun though. I'm not really sure how the mission thing is going to go on it. But it's only 35 bucks, so you probably get your survival building out of $35, right?
I don't know. You'll get whatever fun out of it you want.
Oh, this was the best review I've ever read.
We've had a regular... What was that? We've had a...
Hmm?
What was that review? Okay. We've had a regular bidet system for years, but we recently purchased our first home and toilet had an elongated seat and our bidet didn't fit. We had been eyeing this one for around about a year, but its price made us hesitant. Well, let me say, I wish I had just bought it a year ago. Who knew that we were missing out on missing out on all this time for the price of this amazing jam package and amazing features. It can get Arctic cold during the winter here. The seat warmer and I have a long brutal cold seat shocking me awake every morning. The seat warmer and heat of the water is just something I didn't know I could live without. And the other okay. The only downside is... Oh, it said from a chick! I thought it was a dude from when I started reading it!
Yeah, read that part out though. The only downside is...
The only downside is now the hobby doesn't want to go on vacation anyway because you can't move out without this bidet. Plus, better be prepared not to see your hubby for hours on end. If you thought your man spent a lot of time playing games, scrolling through social media, or watching videos on his phone while sitting in the cold and comfortable toilet, you aren't never going to get him off this luxury, warm, comfort bidet.
Guys, careful.
Yes. Apparently we're getting a bidet.
Bidet.
Is that what it said? Bidet?
Yeah, bidet is spelled B-I-D-E-T. It's a bidet. I'm telling you, man, like in Australia, I don't know how cold it gets there in the winter, so probably not a big deal for you guys. But for here, when it's freezing ass outside and it's like 30 below zero.
Well, we don't get snow, but we get below zero, just not like you guys. We still get
Right.
below
Well,
zero.
do you
And
you
anything
ever
below
have
zero
times
is
where you
cold.
get up in the morning to go take a shit and you sit down on the toilet and your ass is freezing because the toilet's like
Bitch, I'm a
sub-zero?
girl. I have to sit on that toilet seat 10 times a day. It don't matter if it's winter or summer. I freeze my nanas off all the time.
Well, I'm telling you right now, having one of these bio-bidet seats that you put on your toilet,
I would never.
best
I would
fucking
never
thing.
get cold again.
Yeah, the seat's heated, and the not only that, but the water that it shoots out is fucking warm. You can set that. You can dial in the temperature,
You
so it's like your
just
perfect
sitting.
temperature.
Oh,
Dude,
it's my
it's great.
bike.
It's great. In the wintertime, to be able to get up in the morning and sit down on the toilet and not be like shocked awake is great.
Yeah, that's what he said too. Shocked awake by the.
Yeah, because when I read that, I'm like, exactly, because that's what it's like here in the winter. Like you get up in the morning, you sit down, it's like, well, I'm awake now,
I'm
freezing
awake
my fucking.
now. Who needs coffee?
I mean, I guess you could see that as a good thing, but like at the end of the day, like sure on a work day if you have somewhere to go, like but like on a you have your day off and it's like you get up in the morning and you go and
But
it's
if
like,
you're
oh
trying to
man,
sneak out to the toilet at 6 a.m. and hop straight back into bed, you're awake now.
exactly. Now you can get up in the middle of the night, go to the bathroom, and still sleep on the toilet. Just gonna nap here for a half hour while the fan blows my ass dry.
Do you use the heated water options and shit?
Yeah.
Yes,
No,
you just said that.
it keeps the water hot all the time.
Oh my god.
Well, the other one I had a reservoir. This one is new. I just got this one a couple weeks ago, and this one I'm not sure if it actually has a reservoir. I didn't actually check it. But if it doesn't have a reservoir, it maybe heats the water up like immediately. But it's instant because like it's good. Yeah, you can dial on the temperature of the seat. You can dial on the temperature of the water, and you can have the jet stream pulsate, or you can have it just shoot a regular stream. And then you can also have a button where you can adjust where the position of the jet stream is, whether you need to have it back a little bit further, or up a little bit further. But you can also sit there and just move it back and forth with those toggle buttons. Or there's also a mode on there that you can hit the button again, and it'll just like move the that rod will move back and forth, and like that way, like you get full coverage, right? Literally, like it's like power washing your ass. It's great.
Okay.
You mean to tell me you don't know how to use the three seashells?
The three seashells. What movie was that? Freaking Demolition Man? Demolition Man, right?
No.
Oh, come on. I swear it was Demolition Man.
Yeah. There's Demolition Man.
Oh my god, you fucking spammed me out there. I was like, I know, I'm
I'm
pretty
just-
sure that was Demolition Man. That was such a fucking good movie. I love Demolition Man. What do we do to people who, like, just throw grenades at people's bases in this game? Because I just got a stack of, like, 12 pipe bombs and four and 4 hand grenades. I just like, tink, tink, tink.
Did you say toilet paper?
This game needs toilet paper, I swear.
Oh, getting a little burnt out.
Your motorbike's making.
I know. I just assumed you'd want to take the two-person one, but now it's going to be night in a minute and we can't do quests.
We need the level 3s anyway. It cycles in the morning for level 3s. They don't cycle on the same day that you open up the new one. You have to wait until the day turns over.
I know they came out with a new Judge Dredd. Why didn't they come out with another Demolition Man? That movie was so fucking good.
I don't think they could get the actors again. Probably
Well,
why.
obviously, but
And let's face it,
well,
with classics like that, you kind of need the old actors to come back. Otherwise, there's not a lot of point.
well, you can say the same thing about Judge Dredd, but didn't they have somebody else play him on the new one?
Who was it? Sloane in the original. Yeah, and they probably had someone new because Sloane definitely didn't do it again.
Stallone.
Sylvester's, yes,
Yeah, Stallone.
he hasn't done another one, not since back then.
Right.
Look at the shapes.
I just need the wheels to make, and then I'm gonna produce the bike. So yeah. How much did you like Judge Dredd though?
The original one or the new one?
Original one. How much did you like the original one?
I like the original one. It was really good. Why?
No, I'm just asking because some people really like the original one, and some people freaking hated it.
I liked most of Stallone's movies, but Judge Dredd is really good. I think I like Demolition Man a little bit more, just because I don't know. I like Sandra Bullock.
I kind of like Cliffhanger.
That was pretty good. I really like Speed. That was a good movie too.
He wasn't in
You know,
that though,
Sandra
was
Bullock.
he? No, he
No,
wasn't
no,
in
that was
that.
that was Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock.
Yeah. Oh, of course, they were both set to be superstars eventually. Like, that movie Speed rocketed them, yeah, but the next Speeds were terrible though. After they didn't have the same actors in them anymore. Dirt bike craft. Okay, dirt bike's crafting.
You're a dirtbag. Bro, why are you guys in my weed? Get out, please. Avery! Girl, don't you have the mirror to go staring or something?
What are you doing to that poor birdie?
Did you put a lid on your mine? Is that your mine over there? That looks good.
Yeah, that's the mine. You can go down and have a look if you want.
Come validate my house, Stuart.
Oh well.
I
just need a
need
little bit of
constant
clay.
and consistent validation!
Need a little bit of clay so I can keep making
No.
cobblestone.
Okay, I forgot what I was doing. What was I doing? Yeah, this room's cute. Looks cute.
Then Last Action Hero, that was a good one for Arnie. As a kid, I really fucking loved that movie.
Yeah, that was a good movie. Yeah, it was probably one of my favorites when I was a kid. I had it on VHS, but it wasn't like a store-bought VHS. It was like it was on TV, and I recorded it onto a blank one so I could watch it again.
Mate, most of my movies were that. I know, like, your parents weren't buying you freaking movies much when you were a kid. Like, they just gave you the blanks, and then you would have to wait for them to pop on TV.
Yeah. It's like I could go to the store and I could convince my mom or dad to buy me a movie, or I could get a 3-pack of blanks. And I
Yeah,
could record a lot.
Get your own movie.
yeah.
6 hours long, play each tape, bitch.
The worst part was getting used to the bloody commercials.
Well, yeah, or if you were like me, you would record the show, and every time there was a commercial, you'd run up to the VHS.
Yep. I was about to say, you get cheeky eventually and you stop it. Commercial break.
No, I would just let it record. I wouldn't matter. I would just fast forward through the ads or use them as toilet breaks.
Because not only did I not want to watch them the next time I watched it, but on top of that, I needed to save as much tape as I could.
For another movie, so that way you can get two movies on there.
Yep.
Well, I used long play, so I had 6 to 9 hours of tape.
Well, I'd get
But
the
I may
6.
have.
I'd get the 6, but the thing is that if you do 6 and you run it all the way to the end of the tape, what ends up happening is that, in my experience, anyways, you get
Runs
really
threadbare.
bad static. And then you're spending.
Oh, yeah,
half the
my
movie
tapes were
the tracking.
threadbare.
Yeah.
Do you like it, Stu?
Yeah, I do. I think it looks good.
It's not really anything like I had in mind.
Yeah, this is fishing store. Like, this is nothing like I normally live in, but I'm upgrading it. I'm having fun as I do it.
Did you drop the bike off?
Nah, it's got another 1 minute plus 2 minutes, so 3 minutes before the bike's finished.
I remember when my parents got their first VHS player that had auto tracking. It was awesome because then I didn't have to sit there and mess with the tracking to like get it to be perfectly in track, so I didn't get like the little black and white jaggies that would appear.
Oh yeah, the little black. Yes.
I always had a good VHS player. I was thankful for that. Everything else I ever got was shit.
Look.
To be honest, I don't know why I got such a good one. My one was way better than the family one. I think it's because I had a collection of DVDs. I had a collection of Disney movies.
Yeah, but like, you know, I want to say I'm gonna go on a limb here and say that I think I'm a little, probably had one that was like probably older tech. My like the first one my family had was like what year did your family get their first VHS? Or
Well,
what
our
year
first one, I
before?
always remember us having one. Big, ugly, back when the play, fast forward, rewind,
Yeah,
and stop button
when they were
weren't
massive and
buttons, they were
chunky.
the shape. Yep, and they were the shape of the play symbol, and the shape of the pause symbol, and the shape of the record button. Like they weren't a picture put on a button. The button was shaped as the button. That's how old it
My
was.
mum and dad's
Right.
first one was a big black one that had like a see-through lid to look down at the tape in when you
Yep.
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 and it wasn't on the outside; it was in the inside. Like you'd slot it down and then you'd push it in. So it was like,
Well,
Yeah, it goes in and
there was
then
only
drops.
a handful of companies that made them back then too, and I think the original one wasn't it RCA? I can't remember. There was like RCA, and
VHS. I thought it
there
was
was
all VHS.
no. That's just the name of the tape. The actual players themselves. There was only like two or three big brands that made them. I think it was like Sony, RCA, and who
yeah,
else?
we were
My
Sony.
personal one
We
that
were
I
Sony.
got
I
that was
remember it
better
being
than
Sony.
everyone else's in the family, mine was Sony. When I got my own one.
Oh well, no, I got my own
Oh,
one. Mum and dad got the new one that you could put two in the front, like because then it started becoming front
Yeah.
loader. My mum got a two one, and then I got a little one that loaded from
okay.
front.
Apparently, JVC was the first company to make one. Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, JVC makes more sense. I was just thinking, Sony was my one. Like I had a Sony. Sony must have been the cheap ones. That's probably what happened. Sony was the cheaper little ones that came out later.
My good one was Sony. My good one was Sony. It had a DVD and a VHS, and I could record one way or the other. I could record a VHS to my DVD, or I could record a DVD to my VHS, if I was so inclined.
Yeah.
I really liked my one. It was one of my favorite things I had.
I remember the tapes being cheap enough though. Tapes were pretty cheap. Mum and dad used to give me enough blank tapes so I could record anything, you know.
Yeah, because yours was rich. To buy a 3-pack, I was never. I only got tapes on my birthday or Christmas, so I had to make them last. And it was just a 3-pack of tapes too.
Oh wow! So in 1969, JVC collaborated with Sony and Matsushita Electric, which at the time became Panasonic. Eventually, like I said, so basically, it was JVC, Sony, and Panasonic that collaborated that made the original like mainstream VHS player. That's cool.
There's Sarah's bike.
So I'm guessing the
It's
one my
my
parents had, I
time.
think, was either JVC or Panasonic. I'm not sure. That's my dad. He probably remembers. He remembers buying it because he was like, "Oh, I remember
I
buying the
remember
first
a
VHS
long
player because
word
it
and
was
not
like
3
four,
letters, so I
because
think our one was a Panasonic.
it was like $400 at the time when he bought it."
I'm thinking the first one was a JVC. I really am. Like the one that top loaded, I'm pretty sure that one was a JVC.
I want to say ours was Panasonic.
I'm just pretty sure
I
the very
want to say
first
that
one
Well,
was
family
a
that was
JVC.
Panasonic.
at the time though, it wasn't Panasonic. The company wasn't called Panasonic. But the issue is here. Like what year you got yours in definitely made a difference. Because if your first one was purchased in like the 80s, then yeah, it could have been a Panasonic.
I don't know. I just remember it always being there.
They weren't cheap. They got cheaper,
And
like
I was
old
born in
technology does. Like
1986.
how DVD players
I
were
was born in
insanely.
1986, and I remember it always being there.
Like,
It was there for as long as the Atari was there.
here you go.
Okay, so I guess I'm only 2 years older than you. So there's a potential like that they were purchased. That my dad probably purchased at the same time frame. Maybe your parents purchased theirs. Maybe I don't know. Could have been.
How old are you?
Well, I was born in '84, so.
Oh,
I'm
I'm
good at math.
I'm 1 year older than you.
Oh, thanks. You were born in '83?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my mum and dad. See, my mum and dad were always had money though, so they bought their first. Like every time something new came out, they definitely always bought it.
Motorbikes don't have a light on them.
Nope, they do not. It's the only downside to the motorbike. Otherwise, they zip
So
around like
none of
crazy.
the new vehicles come with lights.
No, just the cheap ones don't come with lights. Like the APC definitely has lights, or the cars have lights.
I feel like a dirt bike should come with lights.
Does it have a headlight on the front? Not all dirt bikes have lights though. Like your standard dirt bike has no headlights. Only if you get in
It's a
the roadway.
game. It's a game. It costs many resources. It should have a fucking light.
Didn't require a headlight to make either, so I'm not surprised to be honest.
According to this,
Yeah, I'm not
if
surprised
you
either.
if you got a VHS player in the 80s, it would have either been made by Sony, JVC,
It wasn't a Sony. Oh, no, maybe
it
it
was either
was. I don't know.
JVC, Sony, Hitachi, Mitsubishi, or Sharp. Those were like the 5 ones that were made
I'd
in the
know it
US.
if I saw it. It was a dark grey one, and its buttons were the symbols. There weren't images on it.
So the funny thing is, Mum and Dad also bought the beta. They went with the beta as well. They had the beta tapes. They backed both. They bought both.
No,
So-
your parents just bought whatever was the most expensive at the time.
Yeah,
I
they
think
bought
money buys
the
the
beta because beta came out sort of at the same time. So they bought beta and they bought the normal one, and we had both players there, but nothing came out on the beta. So the beta eventually just pretty much got thrown out. Oh, got put to the shed because it was so expensive, and then it got thrown out years and years later when the technology just didn't get accepted.
What's a beta? A VHS player of a different sort, like Sony
Yeah.
and a I mean, like a DVD.
Beta
or...
tapes. They're like littler.
Yeah.
They're smaller. Like overall, the technology was better. It just wasn't cheaper.
Never heard of it. Although, to be fair, I didn't think DVDs were going to stick until I realised that a DVD was a better way to have longevity.
DVDs were always going to stick based on the fact of
No, I didn't know. I didn't know. Alright, I'm burnt out. Ugh. So much time doing nothing.
Did you like the bike? Well, that's what the survival game is. It's so much time.
Yes,
The survival game is a lot of time.
yes, I did like it. It's cute. It's really fast. Yeah, but now there's 4 hours of nighttime that you're not going to go questing for. So I'm like, ugh, no.
I can pre-quest. There's no reason why not.
I
haven't
just
picked
logged
up,
out.
I just haven't picked up a new quest yet. I was going to pick up level 3 and do that.
Yes, and notice how you still haven't wanted to do my missions. Okay, bye.
I'm not smelling fire.
I'm looking at all the old VHS players that are on eBay, the vintage ones. Oh my god, some of them I remember seeing, but I still haven't found the one that my parents had, so I'm still on the search.
They're making a bit of money from them though. How much money are they asking for these old ones?
Yeah, anywhere from $50 to $200, just depending.
Oh,
Some of
okay,
them are
that's
like
not much,
400,
really.
depending on. Some are 400 or 500, depending on like the really really rare ones and shit. But
That's not that much really though. That's pretty cheap. That's good.
You should come look at it in real life. Why the zombies are up? It only takes 2 seconds.
Cement.
Ooh, 4 playbacks. Look at that.
Yep.
That's not me. That's so cool.
I'm gonna end stream. I actually think I might play a couple of matches of Aliens. What?
I spoke to you about that. You're supposed to be saying, okay, bye, thank you.